Hello guys and welcome back to another DR Game Day Live. You're here with myself, Fuad. Of course, another big Champions League night, and we got, two games in store actually we're going to keep an eye on. And to join me today, I've got Neeks, repping the United team, of course. Next to me, of course, we've got Laurie as well. Yeah, round of applause,
Always, lads.
please.
Always big up the guys, lad. Always big up the guys, lads.
And then next to me, of course, joining me as a neutral tonight, Doyle is in the building as well. Listen, we have got two delicious games we're going to be keeping an eye on. We've got Bayern Munich versus Man United, Arsenal versus PSV as well. Game day one. How are we feeling, boys?
Listen, I'm happy the Champions League is back. I ain't happy we're playing Bayern Munich today. But you know what? It's a massive game, and this is what the Champions League is about. Yeah. You have to go to these grounds, you have to test yourself, and you hope that when it's over, you're not the butt of all the jokes. But in the end, this is what you're playing for. At the start of the season, you're like, oh, what can we do? We win the Premier League, okay, maybe not. Challenge for the top four, get into the top four to play in the Champions League. And then what, you're going to run away from going to the Allianz? No, you have to welcome it. You have to go there. And
take your beating like a man, innit?
I don't know about all that. We're not Arsenal.
You never know, lads.
Relax.
You never know.
But we go there and we see what we can do. So,
Laurie, noticeably a little more humble today than the last time I was on with him.
The last time I was on with you.
Was
that when we battered Barcelona?
No, that was when you got humbled by Sevilla.
He's been eating a lot of humble pie since then, lad. You know what I mean? He's had to chill out, lad. How are you feeling, Laurie, lad?
You humble Neeks.
The humble Neeks. I'm ready to see this one, lads.
Yeah.
If they go 1-0 up, lads.
See you at 8.
There's no bigger game than Bayern Munich, I feel like, to start with. Harry Kane, of course, moving there in the summer as well. He's got 21 goals and 32 Champions League appearances. Is he going to be adding to that today?
Yes.
Because he was a target for you guys in the summer as well. And is it going to be,
been a target for us in every summer. And listen, he's the level of striker that when you're talking about trying to win the Champions League, you go out and get a striker like him.
Yeah.
And Bayern Munich's gone and done that. They needed a striker. Like obviously, they had Lewandowski before. Last season, I think what cost them was the fact they didn't have a striker.
Yeah.
And they've gone out and got someone who's as good.
You almost the Bayern Munich striker. This is exactly their blueprint. They have a big lad at top that can finish everything that comes to him, lad. He's on his own, and they just go ahead, mate, do it. Yeah. That's exactly their blueprint. I think they're going to do really well. What are they now, by the way, lads? Are they 34 unbeaten?
It wouldn't surprise me. The way they dominate the Bundesliga year after year. I think they've got 10 titles in a row at this point, and Harry Kane isn't there to be brought in to win titles, you know what I mean? He's there to bring them the Champions League, let's be honest. And I feel like as soon as he got signed, he almost brought them back into that contention. We're one of the front runners now again, 100%. Whereas I feel like everybody was looking at them a little bit, they're missing one or two pieces. Laurie, we can't, of course, escape Arsenal coming back to the Champions League now. What's it been, 6 years? 7 years?
7 years, lads?
And what was it? No, 25 years it was in a row. Then now I think it's been 6-year absence, hasn't it? What's it going to feel like hearing the anthem for the first time today? Is it going to be goosebumps for you?
No, mate, listen, man, I'm looking forward to it a lot. And pretty much everyone I've spoken to all week, Arsenal fans, they're very excited about this game. Even more so, without wishing to be disrespectful, we got a very winnable game. And that's not to disrespect PSV. I've been watching them. They're a decent side. They've had 4 games so far this season and won them all.
Did they beat you last year in the Europa League group? No, it's a genuine question.
I love that. So let me just get this in there quick.
I've got some questions.
We're a different team this year, man. Go reference Declan Rice, Jurriën Timber and Kai Havertz. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Havertz, wait, sorry.
I think
you slipped that one in. Yeah. Like we didn't
I think the big one that you should actually mention, mate, is Raya, innit? He's the one that slipped into the team today, lads.
Big things going on. I'll talk about that later, but big things. Yes, but in answer to your question, very much looking forward to it. Like you said, the music, first time there for 6 years, and the fans are really looking forward to it. So
but you see the contrast, Man United, Bayern Munich, massive game. Arsenal got a Europa League.
Oh, come on, bro.
They got a Conference League group. It's embarrassing.
Hey,
we ain't never going to see humble We're never going to see humble
That type of arrogance that got them knocked out.
It's embarrassing. Who's in your group? PSV.
Lens, the mighty Lens.
The mighty
RC Lens, who are at the minute struggling in
Sevilla.
France, actually,
And
to
who?
be fair.
Sevilla.
Oh, Sevilla. No, Sevilla, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sevilla, Sergio Ramos.
Sevilla, Europa League.
Familiar.
Europa League.
You guys are familiar with him, of course, aren't you?
We are.
In your group as well, you've got the Galatasaray Copenhagen game as well going on the other. You had 2-0 Copenhagen were leading, but Galatasaray have pulled it back 2-2. You won't believe it.
Down to 10 men.
Yeah,
Zaha?
they've gone down to 10 men, and it's Sasha Boy and Tete. Zaha actually assisting the second goal, but
Fantastic.
Galatasaray coming clutch late in the game. There
I think
is.
they had 2-2 and we're good, man. I take that little draw in the other game.
It's interesting because both Zaha and Kane have gone to countries where you would have thought they're going to win titles, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
They've gone there to compete for silverware and to still be regularly in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
Which they would never have done. I'm sure you would agree had they stayed at their respective clubs.
It's lovely to see Wilf in the Champions League.
Say that again, sorry.
Zaha and Kane have gone to clubs where they're almost guaranteed to win titles, where if they'd have stayed at their former clubs would never have happened. Yeah? Yes or no?
I mean, you're stating. The sky
Do you know what?
blue.
I'm glad you two are on the same side, lad.
No. Do you know what? I like this.
Yeah, we can just keep talking
Having the host before the game begins is not a very smart tactic. But at least I tried to come in here and be neutral. I tried to come in here and be respectful. But you see, the prodding and poking has already
can't,
begun.
lad.
You know what, Laurie? Let's get into the lineup.
That's a fair comment, right?
Laurie, we know what's going on. Laurie, we know what's going on. We've got a Liverpool fan and a Spurs fan on a Man United and an Arsenal game. We know what's going on here.
That's what we're here for, baby.
We're watching you. We know what's going on here.
Lads, we
Just let it kick off, lad. Just wait till kick off, okay?
Listen, we appreciate everyone who's joining us as well in the comment section. Make sure you like the stream as you're coming along as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. Let's get the likes up in the stream. And let's have a little look at the lineups, actually. Neeks, you want to read out the United lineup for me? I'll read out the Bayern one.
Yeah, so we've gone with Onana in goal, of course, Dalot, Lindelof, Martinez and Reguilon, which was the back four against Brighton on the weekend. Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, all starting in the midfield again. McTominay's come out from the diamond that we started in that game at Old Trafford. Rashford on the left, Pelestri starts on the right, Pelestri, and of course Højlund up front. Højlund,
What do you make of that?
Haaland.
Yeah, what do you make of that lineup?
No, we know, lad. Don't worry. We definitely know. Don't worry.
Oh, for now.
Pelestri coming in is a bit of a surprise, yeah.
Because I think what Ten Hag said was that the reason why he didn't start against Brighton was because he just come back from international duty. Obviously, traveling from South America, it's a long journey. There was a few South Americans who didn't start on the weekend. There's no Anthony, no Sancho. It makes sense if you're gonna. We need a winger. You've got a natural right
there's
winger
been a goal.
who likes to.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was the luckiest goal.
Just in the background
so
there, we've
lucky.
seen Jude Bellingham has once again popped up for Real Madrid in the last minute. You're talking 90 plus 3 minutes.
Has it ever been a better start
1-0 to take the lead in the first game of the group for Real Madrid. Wow. This kid keeps on coming clutch.
I mean, I will say it's a very lucky goal, but the lad knows where to be and he's always there. He's playing a false 9 role, lads.
Calling him Jude Van Nistelrooy.
What the hell is this? Can this lad play? Is there anything he can't do?
Right place, right time. That's just right place, right time.
Unbelievable, lad. But he knows where to be. Look at his run, lad. He knows exactly where to follow the ball.
People
and he's
will say
right there
that's
where
luck.
he needs to be.
He made that late run.
Is there anything that this lad actually cannot do? Is there? Because he's phenomenal, lad.
Those are the kind of goals Lampard just always score, and somehow he's in the box all the time.
Had you lot signed him, maybe he would have been sitting at the base of the midfield.
Bro, if I'm honest with you, lad, do you know what, lads? If I'm being totally honest with you, the more and more I look at him, definitely I would have loved him at Liverpool and he would have fitted us very well. But, bro, this is like the second coming of Zidane right now. It genuinely is. He's got the number 5 on his back. He's elegant, he's gracious, he's the best player on the pitch. He's 19. How is he this good? How are you, dude? Get some brekkie. What are you eating for brekkie, lads? Is it Weetabix? Is it Cheerios? What is it, lad? Because I want some. Bloody hell.
The kid is different class. I've said on, I think, one of the last streams we were doing on here, where he's just in that bracket now, I feel like, of wonder kids who've just managed to do every single thing. The Rooneys that we're talking about, like, he's in that realm.
Yeah.
You've now gone to Real Madrid, you settle in there. Like a duck to water, honestly.
The Mbappes, the Haalands,
all
he
those kind
fits
of
right
wonder
in.
kids that you look at and you're thinking, you really are the best of a generation. You're looking at him and it's like, When he moved to Dortmund, it was like English kids going abroad. That's foreign. The way he took it. Look at Dortmund this season.
Remember where he came
you
from?
can see
he was straight from the championship.
He carried Dortmund to a title last year, though.
Carrying Real Madrid right
And now Real Madrid, he's come here and he's carrying them to wins. The first 3 or 4 games, he got the winner. Now the first Champions League group game, they're struggling to score. Who pops up again?
I can't believe it, lad. I genuinely, I can't believe my eyes, lad. Unbelievable. And do you know what the thing is with him is right? He's not just quality on the ball, mate. He's not just that technical player. He's the whole package. He's a leader. He's a tackler.
Do you know what?
He's a role model, lad. He's handsome.
And
you know what I mean?
He's now, I feel like, developing into that superstar. And do you know the good thing about him? He's owning it.
Yeah, he is.
Even with how he's the signature celebration. Not many players can come with the signature celebration. And then now it's like, every time someone spreads their arm, it's like, what's the tennis player, Carlos Alcaraz, when he won it? Straight away, hey Jude. I'm like, this is superstardom. This is how you take it to the top level. And the fact that he's gone to Real Madrid at such a young age, he could be here for the next decade.
All I've got to say is,
you see Harry Kane, enjoy the England captaincy.
Yeah.
Once he's done,
he's dead.
There's no question.
Sure about that?
The guy at Madrid is going to hold the captain's armband.
I think it can be Declan Rice.
Nah,
what do you think? Declan Rice or Jude
Bellingham? Only Declan Rice if he
I-
wins a Premier League or a Champions League. He wins
I
one
can
of them.
hear it.
You
But
get it,
I've
boy.
got to give it
I
to
think
Jude.
Declan Rice is.
I think you're both right. I think Declan Rice will be
Vice
probably
captain.
the next captain.
Yeah.
But
Bellingham will
long
be
term,
captain at
Bellingham
some point.
will be a captain.
Bellingham's
at some
that
point.
guy, lad. He
No, of
really
course
is.
he is. No,
You
no
can
doubt.
see-
We're so
Why?
lucky that he's English. We're so lucky, lad. He's already our best player. This is the thing about when people play England now in the future, they're going to be, oh, Harry Kane. Oh, Jude Bellingham, lad.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil Foden, lad. Like,
Bukayo
you've got to
Saka.
come against these guys. Yeah, Bukayo Saka, mate. These players are insane. I don't know why England are producing all these remarkable talents at the moment, but all technical, wonderful
Do you know what's
footballers.
so crazy?
You know what?
as well?
I heard somebody
imagine Musiala was included in that as well.
Yeah, of
who's
course he
obviously
came
playing for
from
Bayern Munich tonight. And sorry, just to
That would
quickly
just be too much, lad.
wrap up the games that have just finished as well. Real Madrid game has finished 1-0 versus Union Berlin, who, to be fair, look like they maybe deserved something out of that. But once again, Jude popping up. Galatasaray have drawn 2-2 at home to 10-men Copenhagen as well. So you'll take that result for sure. But let's just get back to the United game quickly as well on Palestri.
I think having a striker like Højlund, who is a number 9, he wants to go, he wants to be in the box. One of your wingers, if not both, but at least one of your wingers need to be creative. Have to be someone who's looking to beat their man and get the ball in the box. We've got Rashford on the left, who we know is naturally an inside forward. His first thing is more, can I get a shot? And if he can't, then he passes. Whereas with Palestri, who's a natural winger, his first thought is, let me get a cross, and if I can't, then maybe I'll take a shot. And I think having a number 9 there, you got obviously Bruno behind, you're going to have 2 natural creators close to your striker. So I think
He's going to be fed.
Bruno and Palestri.
I think he's going to
be fed.
To me, I think you're not going to try and create the chances.
Of course, Bruno's in the numbers speak for itself.
That's
and
what
Kevin
I
De
was
Bruyne speaks for
Yeah, it
Bruno
does.
as well.
I don't think you're going to try and create around the sides. I think you're going to kind of create through the middle with Christian Eriksen and Fernandes. That's who you're going to do it with, because the 2 lads that you just mentioned there, yes, Palessi is a natural winger, but he's not proven, lads. We don't know how good he is yet. And also, Marcus Rashford definitely is a striker, lad. So his instinct is to get a shot off.
Yeah.
So I think you're going down more of a traditional route, which is straight down the middle, get Højlund the ball from them 2 lads and see if you can create some chances.
Well,
but you're spot on, though, lad. If you play with a number 9, you need players to create chances, because Haaland doesn't score without Kevin De Bruyne. He doesn't score without Rodri or Bernardo Silva feeding him the ball. You need to have good feeding. So I do agree with you, but down the middle, I think it's going
Ten
to
Hag, just as the last thing I say, that Ten Hag on his the pre-match press conference, he said, maybe famous last words, Alphonso Davies isn't a good defender.
Did he say that?
That's what he said. Palestri needs to run at him and dribble. So,
Interesting
famous last words, isn't it?
All I'm going to say about that,
all the way back to bite him.
But
I think he's got faith in
I was going to say, just to read out the Bayern Munich team quickly as well. They've got Sven Ulreich in goal. Playing right back against Marcus Rashford today is actually Konrad Laimer. Upamecano and Kim Min-jae centre-back pairing. Alphonso Davies at left-back. Joshua Kimmich and Goretzka in front of them. Sane, Musiala and Gnabry are the front 3 behind Harry Kane. Now that is looking like a very, very strong team. Any concerns you're kind of looking at that thinking?
Reguilon got that, man. What are you talking about?
if you could see him off camera, then the looks he was giving me, every single name was like
Like an uppercut, wasn't it?
Every time, lad.
Nah, listen, it's a big team. It's a big team. Quality, like individuals of this quality in it. Bayern Munich ain't been playing great. That's the only hope right now. Bayern Munich ain't been playing great, but they've got all the individuals.
They won all their games.
No, they drew on the week.
But they drew 2-2
with Bayern Leverkusen,
but they haven't lost yet, lad. That's the thing. They keep fighting back. Like,
well, I'm saying, if we look at on paper, both the starting lineup and the bench, Bayern Munich roll over us today.
Yeah.
The only hope is that, well, they ain't been that great. And under Tuchel in general, they ain't been that great. They should not have won the league last year.
Some would argue that they don't have to be at their very best to roll over you.
Well, maybe not. But we're playing a game, 90 minutes, the ball is round, and you got to hope that somehow they're off their game a little bit.
Listen, many English teams have gone to the Allianz Arena. I can speak for it. I'm sure my friend over here. In fact, the last time he was in the Champions League was at the Allianz Arena,
your Champions League group
which is the perfect transition to move on to Arsenal.
Just to add, not Liverpool.
Yeah, go for it.
No, it was 3-1 for Liverpool when we went to the Allianz. Just so we know.
A little caveat.
And then we went on to win it as well after that. But just say.
Oh, just quickly before we move on to Arsenal, actually, let's get predictions. Let us know your predictions in the score as well. I'll try and read out a few of them as we go along. But Neeks, give me your prediction for the game.
Listen, if we get anything out of this game, I'm doing cartwheels. I can't see us winning. Can't see it at all. Stranger things happen, but I can't see it. But I didn't come here to just be a defeatist. I'm gonna say 2-2.
2-2.
Say 2-2.
2-2. Okay.
Quietly though, don't say 2-2, man.
Laurie,
look at the content out there.
Hey, I just needed to make sure the people heard it.
No, we don't try. I don't want them to hear. I don't want them to hear.
Man's doing it in Morse code and that.
Laurie, where you going for this game?
It's got to be Bayern, innit? By at least 2 goals. You know what? I'll be kind to you guys. I'll say 2-0. If you get out of there with 2-0, I think you're doing well.
Love the way 2-0 is kind.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 3-1. I think Rashford will get something to kind of rally them back, but it'll be too little, too late.
Same thing here.
Harry Kane is going to put on a show today.
What he said, lad, they've been conceding goals. They'll concede 1 or 2. They haven't got Neuer in goal, so 1. But they've got that formidable attack, which is just terrifying for any team to face, particularly Man United. So 3-1, definitely, lad. They're not losing this game, lad. Sorry.
And let's move on to the other game, which is
let's
the
move on
Arsenal
to the big game show.
Do you want to actually go through the Arsenal lineup for us? I'll
interesting
read out the
lineup.
PSV one after.
3 changes. Actually, I say changes, but the first one's not really a change. It's one that come about rather unexpectedly. David Raya starts again. A lot of Arsenal fans thought
back-to-back games now.
Yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans, myself included, was the narrative going in was that Raya, having started against Everton on Sunday, then Ramsdale would come back in for this game. But no, we were wrong. David Raya keeps his place, which, you know what, I'm cool with. A back 4 of Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes and Alexander Zinchenko. Midfield trio of Martin Odegaard, captain of the side tonight, Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz. He's replacing Fabio Vieira. A lot of fans thought that might be the case, but we'll see how he goes tonight. And further upfield, we got Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Jesus comes in for Eddie, and Leandro Trossard comes in for Martinelli, who's carrying an injury.
Happy with those changes overall, because Raya put in, I thought, a good performance on the weekend as well. And Arteta said at the press conference, listen, nobody's guaranteed their spots. It's kind of, you have to earn it, and you feel like he's kind of
listen, I'm good with that.
He's bought for a reason, lads.
Yeah.
I actually think on the goalkeeping situation, it's my contention that Raya will ultimately be our long-term number 1 keeper.
Absolutely.
It makes sense. You wouldn't get a keeper of that quality to say, oh, you're just going to be backup. And Arsenal fans who were saying that was more in defence of Ramsdale, in denial of the years of them backing Ramsdale.
Because he just signed a new deal as well, I remember.
And it's like, you have to be honest. We know that Arsenal wanted Raya earlier. They got him now. They're both similar ages and probably similar in terms of what they've done in the Premier League in terms of how they performed. You don't just bring that in and say one's going to be number 1, one's going to be number 2, because the other keeper's not going to be happy with being number 2.
Although it would be interesting to see who starts against Spurs.
I was not very, to be honest with you.
Ramsdale doesn't start against Spurs.
Well, I think if Raya performs today, you can't drop him for...
Exactly, lad.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
I think there was a lot of
but
fans.
you've got to look at it if Ramsdale doesn't start against Spurs, to me, he's probably his agents on the phone.
Yeah, I get it, lad. But it's, I think, do you know what? Everyone outside of Arsenal were a bit suspect of Ramsdale, mate. He's been in 3 relegation teams, and also last season he cost you points in certain games, and he didn't. But he also won you points. But that's not what you need from a goalkeeper, brother. You need him to lose one game for you. One game is what you have. That's your buy. Yeah. After that, you need to win us points. All the top goalkeepers do that, and they miss the consistency. It's one of the hardest positions to play in world football. I don't envy goalkeepers, but if you make more than 2 or 3 mistakes, they're looking at someone else, mate.
But you know what? You can't name a game where Alisson has cost Liverpool. I'm not saying he's made mistakes, but he hasn't been the reason why they lost. And you can't name a game where Ederson, maybe a couple to be fair, where he's made them. If you're going for a title against that level of opposition, then you have to be.
Everything you guys said is correct. But I would also throw this in, and I think it's crucial to the Raya appointment or Raya signing, which is, if you look at Raya, what is his strengths? Distribution and playing out.
Which is what you need.
That the manager's made a conscious decision there. He wants a goalkeeper that excels at playing that way. And he definitely has that.
Not that? I mean, I'm saying
not as good as Raya is recognised.
I agree, but Arsenal fans were gassing up Ramsdale's ball playing.
Yeah, but that's the point, lad. They had a fantastic season last season, and everyone gets overhyped with the players.
There's no shade against Ramsdale. I don't think you'll find a single Arsenal fan that will throw shade against Ramsdale.
I agree.
He's almost achieved cult status at the club. Yeah. So we're all like sorry for him if that makes sense. But it's the managers. That's why these managers get paid all that money. They have to
what do you make of Trossard coming in as well into the front line?
Listen, man, Trossard, as you know, he scored at the weekend, took his goal beautifully. He's one of the best finishers at the club. Some would say the best finisher. So listen, we're happy to see him in there. And it's a natural fear, isn't it? If Martinelli,
do you feel like maybe this was a game Bukayo Saka could have been rested? You feel like he's someone who I feel like Arsenal fans.
He wants to be there, brother. He wants to. It's the Champions League. They fought for years to get this. I would say no, Arteta, lads.
They were saying, he's been playing the most games. If you look at any player under 21, he's played the most minutes. And as you said, this is a game you should be winning, no problem. So if that's the case, then
with the derby at the weekend,
you did. I thought you did. You said with all disrespect to PSV, we can put.
No, I didn't say no problem.
That's what you said.
I said we should be winning.
Yeah, okay, you should be winning this game. But if it's a game you should be winning, could Bukayo Saka be?
I know what you lot are trying to do.
You're backtracking, Laurie.
When you're talking about logically, yes, absolutely logically. But when you're talking about football terms, they've just fought to get here.
On the Bukayo Saka thing, I think it's fair to say that he's not made the most illustrious of starts. However,
even the end towards last season though.
No, but at the weekend against Everton, I thought he was getting back to, those levels.
Okay.
So I'm happy to see him play tonight.
Listen, Champions League is Champions League.
No one wants to miss
these boys dream of this, lad.
94th minute, you need your best players.
Yeah, and these boys dream of it, lad. They want to be there. They've just fought all season. Let them have it, lad. You know what I mean? And also, he'll be up for it on the weekend as well. He might be a little bit tired or whatever, but he'll be up for it. That fight matters, lad.
Let me just read out the PSV team here as well. You've got Benitez in goal, Jordan Teze at right back, Armel Bella-Kotchap, which some people will be familiar with, starting at centre-back, Boscagli, Serginho Dest at left-back, Schuiten and Veerman in centre-mid, Bakayoko, Sabari, Now Lang and Luke de Jong up front.
Is that the Bakayoko? Chelsea?
No, Johan Bakayoko. This is the Belgian wonder kid that is, I think, going to be a major threat tonight, to be fair. I think their wingers are two dangerous ones to watch out for. Bakayoko and Now Lang.
It's been raining all day in London, and I don't just mean raining, I mean like torrential. So that ball on that pitch today at the Emirates is going to be so quick. It'll be difficult for goalkeepers to get down and get to the zip. It'll be difficult players control. It's going to be a mad game, I think, to be quite honest with you. I don't think it's going to be all plain sailing.
No, I don't think so either. No, I'm expecting
it's going to throw up some stuff that way, the lads.
Nah, for sure.
Although it has to be also be said that they're shorn of some of their best players from last season.
Yeah, they have. Xavi Simons, of course, has gone to RB Leipzig and got man of the match.
Brilliant team, lad. Did you see him?
Absolute top quality player.
Arsenal were looking at him.
So were Spurs.
He's a wonder kid. He's one of the wonder kids.
Lose. Now he's gone back to PSG and on loan to RB. PSV actually being led up by Luke de Jong as well, I think is going to be a major threat. He's someone who, one of those lads, for ages he's just been around and he's always just getting enough goals, you feel like, in teams where you're just like, he's almost underappreciated.
Your closest.
He's just that guy there. So he's someone who I think shouldn't be slipped on. And started the season pretty well as well. And Joey Veerman in midfield is pretty decent as well. So 2 good games to keep an eye on. Send your predictions in for those ones as well. Let me get your prediction on that one, Laurie. What are we going tonight?
You know what? I'll go 2-0 again.
2-0.
To Arsenal, obviously.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go 2-1. I think defensively you lot haven't been great, and I think they're going to just get something to make the games a little bit nervous.
Can you explain that?
I just think the party experiment at right back, I don't think for me wasn't really moved. I said the start of the season. In totality, I just don't think you've looked like the Arsenal of last season.
With respect, Party's not playing.
You asked me why, I'm telling you why. Listen, you didn't look like last year's Arsenal, I'm sorry.
No, their away form when it comes to goals conceded is very good.
Yeah.
But you always seem to concede at home.
We conceded a couple of sloppy
We're on
goals
predictions. We're nearly in the tunnel. The players are coming out. I need to get predictions.
Same as my man here, who had 2-1, lad.
Yeah.
Genuinely think it's not going to be plain sailing for you, lads. But it'll be a great game to watch.
Yeah.
I'll go 3-1 Arsenal. They go 2-0 up. PSV
energy in that stadium.
And then Arsenal finish it off.
Ooh, it's going to be a noisy one.
Is Robbie there tonight, mate?
Yes, he is.
He is, right, Robbie. Come on, Robbie. I wanted to get you.
You've got Safe here in the comment section says 10-0 Bayern Munich win. Abdirahman Abdi says 2-0 easy United. Jack Lee says come on PSV. PSV will be 2-0 down. Arsenal 1, PSV 3, says Ryan Griffiths. Let me see if we can get some more. 5-2 Bayern win, says Roll.
There it is, Lottie, lads. Look at your players coming out here, lads, on the tunnel for the first time in 6 years. What's that making you feel like, lads? That bring warmth to your heart, lads?
I wish I was there coming out in the
listening to the champ. I'll do it for you, lad.
Did you see Jacob Murphy was in the Newcastle lineup yesterday, grinning from ear to ear? You're just like,
it's crazy.
I'd love to see it, lad. That's why you're seeing Saka in Champions League right now, lad. Yeah. That makes me happy to see this boy deserves it. Or
Red Star Belgrade. He's like, I'm just Champions League.
Yeah. It's a rainy night in Finsbury Park, lad. I'm going to kick a footy, boss.
No, but we've missed this, obviously, and it's great to see.
Big Time 2023 says Havertz will score today. Oof, that'll be an interesting one.
But he ain't.
Earth Extremities.
He's not good.
He's not good, Rev.
No, he's not.
Listen, focus on your game because Earth Extremities here says Kane is going to get a hat trick today, so you might want to keep an eye out for that.
I'm free. I'll take it.
Looks like you came already dressed for bed as well, lad, so you'll be fine, bro.
Where'd you get those?
What do we make? The two green jackets we've got out there. Who's got the better one? Both made by Adidas as well.
Absolutely and utterly Arsenal, lad.
But the thing is, we've got a good training kit, the red one. We've got a good training kit. We've got a good away kit. It's the third kit.
Your away kit. I don't like that third kit either.
No, the first kit's good.
It looks like a training kit, lad. Yeah, it looks like a training kit. No, the white one's
cold. No, it's cold. This one is horrible.
It is.
It's disgusting.
When did you transition to rugby league?
Well, we're playing rugby, so it fits.
It's so true, though. It really, even the socks and that, lad. It really, really does.
I hate it.
Maybe that's why you aren't playing good this season.
Green anyway.
Maybe that's why you're not playing good this season, lad. Maybe he needs to get his rugby tactics out instead, lad.
No,
but it's incongruous to see United in green. I don't think I've ever seen him in green.
Nah, did he play in green and yellow? I think it is.
We had.
Yeah, he's green.
We're green yellow years ago. Yeah. But we had a.
Oh yeah, the Norwich team.
No, yeah, but we did have a greenish kit a couple years ago. It was a third kit. Okay. So you very rarely saw it.
Yeah. It was very dark.
This is the away kit. This is like the official second kit. So you're going to see it a lot.
Well, listen, Tina sends a super chat as well, regular in the chat as well. Big up yourself. Says the Bayern keeper and defence are weak. That lost to Leverkusen. Hopes that Højlund will get his first goal and Luke de Jong will score 2. She knows about Luke de Jong, you see. The dangers are there. Bayern Munich 3-0 and Arsenal 3-1 versus PSV, says Andy. Jat Devta says 3-2 PSV win. And then he also says 6-3 Bayern win.
6-3. They're not getting 3 goals, lad.
Bushido Brown says 3-0 Bayern as well, 3-1 Arsenal win.
I think that's a real misnomer, people, including you, saying that Arsenal's defence is not very good.
You're still on that one? He's caught up with that one, lad. He's like,
God, get over yourself, man. Like, do you think your defence is looking as solid as it did last year?
Name me a better central pairing in
that was not the question. Do not move the goalpost. Do you think your defence looks as solid as it did last year? It's a simple yes or no, Laurie?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because now the manager saw fit to reunite Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba.
Voila.
To me, Saliba
Was he not missing the first 3 games?
I'm going to say this.
Was he not missing the first 3 games?
Let me just land. Let me land. Saliba is the best centre-back in the Premier League right now.
Nah. I mean, only
Christian Romero's up there if you're talking right now. If you cannot
name me a better one.
right now.
What is right now? What is right now?
Ruben Diaz right now.
Name me a better one.
Ruben Diaz?
Last season, John Stones?
Yeah, all of a sudden, come on.
No, I said right now.
No, but I'm saying, what is right now? You mean the 4 games?
It's right now, sir.
Also,
on the wall, you have 2 centre-backs. One is called Ruben Diaz, one is called William Saliba. You have 1 position left to fill. Who are you picking?
I'm personally picking Saliba.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
That's why.
Ruben Diaz, best centre-back in the world right now.
Apart from Diaz, who else?
Oh, now Kanate, should we dash him in?
Up there, lad. Ibu is up there. I wouldn't either. But he's definitely up there, top 5, lads, without a doubt. He's solid.
I've heard a lot of people comparing Saliba with a prime-time Van Dijk.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely ball playing.
That speaks volumes.
But he's not there yet, He's not there yet, lads.
Let me ask you, Saliba or John Stones?
But that's what I'm saying.
Right now, Saliba.
But what is right now? John Stones has been in.
I just want to see how biased he is. And you've shown your true self. There's a poll that's...
Saliba's ceiling is higher.
Yeah, ceiling hype. Let's talk about predictions. The prediction poll has just closed, and people have gone for... Guess how much percentage have gone for a Bayern win?
1%.
You're mad. 80%.
75.
Yeah,
not bad. 18% United.
Big up the rest of them. Big you up.
Do you know what? Just going back to that centre back one, yeah.
Johnny Stones is like a kick-off in the Arsenal game. The United game is just about to kick off as well.
I like that Bayern kit. It's nice there. Yeah, Johnny Stones, lad. He's like a centre back light. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I mean when I say a centre-back light? He's a midfielder that's transitioned into centre-back.
I get what you're saying.
Saliba's played centre-back all his life. Virgil van Dijk's played centre-back all his life. Kanate all his life, lad. He's a different type of defender, but it doesn't make him any less valuable, lad. He's a wonderful player.
I don't think Stones' best attributes aren't his defending. His defending.
It's his ball-playing attributes, lad, because he's a midfielder, but that's converted to a centre-back. Without a doubt, he played midfield as a kid.
Arsenal fan in the chat, Sir Lewis says Gabriel is better than Saliba.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's not. And I'm a Gabriel.
No, he's not.
Shot and goal lad.
Where was got an interesting chat here as well. Tracy says, where was Saliba at the World Cup? Where was Romero at the World Cup?
Romero was bodying,
with respect,
man.
That's a redundant question.
Interesting question there, Tracy.
That's redundant.
Interesting.
I said in the Premier League right now.
Kanate was playing right?
He was in the World Cup final, actually, lads.
Yeah, Lisandro was Varane. Yeah.
What is it?
Romero.
I think Varane.
After just being in the Champions League final as well the year before, lad.
Varane's a top centre, but I think Saliba is the natural heir to his throne.
And Varane's legs are gone.
Of course, but he's retired from France. But I'm saying, so Saliba is the natural.
That being said, Saliba didn't have a very fortuitous game for France against Germany, did he?
He hasn't been great internationally in general, I don't think,
for Arsenal,
what I've seen.
For Arsenal, which is the point I made, right now in the Premier League, I wouldn't take anybody above Saliba.
That's fair. I can understand that as well.
He's 22.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, mad.
And trust me when I tell you, man, people comparing him to a primetime Virgil, that speaks volumes for me.
I would say definitely. The comparisons are credible without a shadow of a doubt.
Because
they play the same sort of game. They stand off a little bit.
Oh, look at this. We're in.
They're composed in that, but prime Virgil van Dijk was one of the best defenders I've ever seen. And I'm not just saying that because he was Liverpool. Like genuinely, what the hell? This lad was insane.
Ice peak.
Yeah, and for like a year or two. Oh my god.
2 years.
I saw that.
Oh my god.
Lindelof, did he play on? Really? Surely he's offside.
I saw
Leroy Sané just breaking through there.
I may have told you this story before, so if I have done, please forgive me. But I saw him when he played for Southampton against Arsenal, and me and Robbie said straight away after that game, we got to try and sign him. We didn't. Went to Liverpool. The rest is history.
Yeah.
Class player.
You can see it sometimes, can't you? You can see it from the very start. Like, that player is special.
I mean,
Bellingham.
Bellingham
literally retired his shirt and went, watch the world, okay? Everyone just watch.
It's crazy because when we went in for him, and obviously we took him on a tour around and he went to Dortmund instead. But I think we were willing to we did put in a 20+ million bid, which had been a world record for a championship player, I guess under a certain age or whatever. And people were like, we're crazy. This guy ain't done nothing. He was 17 at the time. And you look at it a couple of years later, this guy's at Real Madrid, 105 million.
I haven't said that. I think that might have been
one of the best career decisions.
I was about to say this. Another attribute to add to Bellingham, the phenomenal man, is the brain in decision making. He went to Dortmund because that was the right decision 100%. To make. They developed him much better than Man United would have.
Play all the time.
And even now going from Real Madrid instead of Liverpool, we're in a rebuild. So are Real Madrid, but Real Madrid are the best team in football history. That's just who they are.
Real Madrid's rebuild means challenge for the league and Champions League semi-final
every year
at minimum.
Every year,
yeah. That's their rebuild. They don't deal with this nonsense about we drop outside the top four no. They have to be.
It also means you play with the best. You play with the best in the world, and everyone else around you is just as good as you.
What does it mean having Jesus back in the team now?
All right, what's going on?
Man United on the attack here, lads.
Eriksen.
Oh my God! Is that a penalty?
Where's my penalty? I want my penalty.
Ooh.
I want my penalty.
Davis just clipping the back of Pelestri there. I think.
What's happened there?
He looks nervous.
What's happened there?
That defender, Davis.
Of course he looked there. What's happened there?
Shifty eyes then, didn't he, lads?
It's going to cross.
He got the
ball there. He got the ball there.
From behind. He hit Pelestri before. Don't knows. He's taken up a
penalty not given. It's a corner here.
It's a penalty. Yeah, that should be
wide.
He got the ball cleanly. He got the ball. No, he didn't know it wasn't clean. He got the ball through Pelestri.
It looked like he hit his back
and then
got the ball. A bit like when Virgil van Dijk got sent off the other week against.
Correct.
Did he get the ball cleanly?
No, because he got the player first.
I agree, he did get the ball.
Yeah, he didn't get the ball clean because he got the player first.
But they never give it, lads. But they never give it.
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's a penalty. We got robbed.
That would have been very soft.
I know.
That would have happened.
It would have been ironic because Ten Hag said Davis ain't a good defender. Pelestri is going to cause him problems, and that would have been Davis on Pelestri. Yeah,
that would have been extrememely soft.
See, whatever the result now, even if we lose 10-0, that's the decision that decided the game.
It would have been soft.
I'm claiming it.
It would have been very soft still, I think.
It would have been.
It's a penalty.
Something to look forward to and grow into the game with, that lad. That's an opportunity, that. And you never know, lad. Even if you get a win today, it's definitely not happening. Sorry, man, you like
Pelestri just winning a corner there against Davis as well, so.
If you get a win today, lad, that could kickstart your season, lads. We always say this, but it could.
No, 100%.
And remember when you beat PSG?
Yeah.
It happens every now and then with you, lads.
100%.
But it won't this time, sorry.
No, but I think we got a decent run of fixtures after this game. So I think regardless of what happens, for me, the next 10 Premier League games is massive.
Yeah.
In that run, we got Chelsea at the end, the 10th game, and Man City is probably like the 6th or 7th. But either side of that, those are games we need to be like, if we're going to do anything this season, finish in the top 4, prepare ourselves to a cup run or whatever. Yeah. We have to win in like 8 out of those 10 games, realistically. Considering the start that we've had.
Oh, look at Lisandro Mark. Surely that's a booking.
Oh wait, so that's a booking, but Pelestri dived?
He just violently pushed him in the back.
It's one of them where I think he's pushed him hard enough, but not hard enough for the players to go down. So it's like
losing the ball.
A bit of physicality is okay. I'm okay with it. Whoa, did he stand on the ball then?
I would say that United have made a decent start.
This referee looks like he wants to let things go, which I am enjoying about the match, actually.
Listen, message just come in, actually, of Jadon Sancho apparently at home playing FIFA Pro Clubs right now.
I saw that message about Al before kickoff. So I'm not sure if it's crazy.
Have you seen that meme?
What do people expect him to be doing?
Watching United.
What do you make of that?
Oh! This is a very end-to-end game. Oh! A penalty shout there for Arsenal.
It looked a bit mad.
It's a penalty shout there for Arsenal. Don't think we're going to get it, though.
Wait, what for? What happened?
PSV on the counter-attack here. Oh, he's just offside there.
Look at that.
He's offside.
Rolls Royce.
I see what you're saying.
He was offside, mate. He was offside.
He's so casual.
But look at the recovery run, though.
It was offside anyway. The guy stopped running, man. Like, allow it.
You're going to see.
And just adding extra. Like, I rate Saliba as well. But there's no need to do all this extra. Like, the guy was offside. He stopped running. Saliba just ran back and recovered the ball. Like, there's nothing glorious about that.
Season, lad. You don't need to put any more on, lad.
I love centre backs. Trust me. But please defend. I don't care about spraying passes and all that.
I get you. I wonder you like Romero so much.
He can do a lot, mate. He can do a lot.
I know you love that man, lad.
Man.
Oh, look, this is interesting.
Oh,
good shot.
Yes.
Got to be seconds. Arsenal's first goal back into the Champions League.
You were saying, should he play in this game? What did I tell you?
Saka.
He's getting back to his best. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
And now
it's a rebound.
I am happy for that boy right now, lad. He absolutely deserves that. Well done, Bakayo, lad. I'm a Liverpool supporter, like, but well done, lad. I like seeing young lads do well.
Conference League group.
It's not about Arsenal to me, lads. It's about Bukayo Saka, lad. That boy deserves a Champions League goal, lad.
And look where it starts as well. From the centre back, Odegaard taking it out wide.
As long as Kai Havertz not scoring.
Look at this.
Saka. He started it as well, lad. He started it actually, lad.
I think is it Odegaard who takes a shot and then he gets the second ball. Yeah.
Good lad. Good boy.
Oh no, it's Havertz. Sorry, yeah. Credit to Havertz for the assist.
No,
is it an assist? Oh yeah.
In with his right foot as well.
Ball from the keeper.
You see that?
Keep it back into play.
Right foot. Right foot.
Well done, lads.
Unerring accuracy as well, man.
He does look the seasoning he puts on everything, lad.
Unerring. I know he ain't ever used that word this whole year.
Hey, have you not?
Unerring. I'm gonna find a way to use that this year.
He advertises Arsenal the same way M&S advertise their food. You're on it, lad. It's just a normal bit of food, lad. But he's like, it's not any food, lad. It's Arsenal food, bro.
Is that Saka's trademark celebration now?
Well, who knows?
I know as Jude's got one. Rashford's got one.
Man, lads. Good
Raya to the rescue again there. Good save.
Good save there.
Mind you, expect him to make that save.
Neeks, what's happening in this United game?
We ain't losing. So it's all smiles over here. Arsenal can win 10-0 today. I don't give a damn. As long as we don't get back.
Sane's braiding.
No, we're doing all right. Onana hasn't been tested yet. For me, we should have had a penalty.
For you, innit?
Can I answer the question without interruption? I mean, oh, blimey, mate. What's going on there? I got a mic, you got a mic. Give me a chance. No. We started well. To go away, you know, it's usually that first 10, 15 minutes, you're like, quiet the crowd down. We can't obviously hear the commentary. Take this thing out of the game. Bayern ain't really got going. A couple runs in behind. One was offside, one wasn't. Onana ain't been tested. For me, we should have had a penalty. But we've looked the more threatening side. Not massively.
Saka.
We're not doing anything great, but...
Well, look, Saka again.
Side so far.
He's on his game tonight.
I'm happy.
Yes,
Arsenal is it to it? Oh my God!
That's
Gabby
Jesus all over. That's Jesus all over.
Here we go. It's still on.
Yeah,
It's still on.
Don't worry about Jesus. Don't worry about that. It's terrible.
Zinchenko.
Jesus is awful.
Go wide. Go wide.
Yeah, that's poor. That's 2-0. You should score that.
Tell you what, though, Arsenal.
Jesus just missing there in front of 5 yards out there.
You know
just
what?
missed kicking the ball completely.
I've got to check him on that because if that Eddie had missed that, everyone would have been going crazy.
Oh, lovely ball there. Havertz just unable to stretch to it.
Stretch for that, bro.
Do you know one of the worst things is in football? I know you understand that because you had to watch Liverpool for the last 5 years, yeah? One of the worst things in football is liking the way another football team plays football. And you're like, oh, why am I liking this? I don't want to like it.
Like Atletico Madrid Simeone?
What do you mean, lad? Do you like watching them play football or not?
I'm not against
it.
it.
Okay,
I love a good athletic game.
Nah, they're boring.
But you know what? On that question, Dor. Oh, look.
Go on, Palestri.
One of the
benefits
that
a foul there?
Of age, I always say, is wisdom.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person that if an opposing team, even a team, a real hated rival, has good players, plays good football, I'll be the first to recognise that.
I was like that with City, mate.
I don't do this in order to be a rabid Arsenal fan. I've got to diss other clubs, you know what I mean?
No, I get it.
So, listen, when Kane was at Tottenham, I would always be
respect when respect's due.
Yeah,
that's what it is,
real recognise real.
Yeah. You know the funny thing
I'm sure production will find me some clips of you.
That was handball. Was that handball? Did anyone see that then? Ooh. That looked like handball, you know.
I think that's
Is VAR going to look at that? Ooh!
That looked like...
You will never see a clip of me, and, you know, you can't put this out there, of me saying Harry Kane's not a good player.
VAR check here, lad. That's handball.
No, it should be.
Zinchenko might be in trouble.
His hand's all the way back.
Trying to get his hand out the way.
Doesn't matter. It's all the way back.
There was one
trying to get his hand out the way.
There was one given like that
penalty
yesterday.
check.
There was literally one given like this yesterday.
Given.
Oh, no, you're right. I've seen it. I saw that given was his.
Common sense has prevailed.
That's a pen to me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
His hand's away from his body.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
Just, I do think it, lads, honestly.
Because I've seen that exact kind of penalty given. I've seen that exact penalty given.
That's what I
No, but because me and Don no ball. We saw Palestri was fouled, and that's a handball.
And also yesterday, I seen the exact same one given.
And he moved it towards the ball in the end.
Big up Tina sending a super chat as well. She says, if United win this match, I will be like when United beat PSG in Paris under Oli.
That's exactly what I said, lads.
Could it be one of those nights tonight?
I wouldn't go that, personally, I wouldn't go that far. That was a knockout game. Yeah. It was Champions quarter-final, whatever it was.
These are important 3 points, man.
Of course they are.
What happened after it when you beat them?
Ollie got a job and the rest of history. We lost to Barcelona.
Okay, cool.
You're slow for that.
But if we win today, we ain't losing to Barcelona in the next round because it's a group game, isn't it? So you say 3 points.
I think there's been a red card in the Benfica game. Apparently, Antonio Silva has been sent off over there.
Heavy.
And Sevilla
might be a tough loss. Still 0-0 in that game, but
this is the game
for Benfica.
This is the game I was expecting from Arsenal.
I'll say this.
It's back and forth, lad. I love it.
They come to make a fist of it.
Listen, you want to watch them on a counter attack is where they're really going to be dangerous.
Genuinely, lads, you need to. Absolutely need to keep an eye on them, because they are a top side, PSV.
Oh, Bayern Munich just sloppy, giving away the ball there.
They haven't been great.
Man United have actually made the better start.
I know, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
But as I said, Bayern Munich haven't been great under Tuchel in general. They won the league with like 68 points. They won the league because Dortmund threw it away.
Yeah, I remember that the final day. I was gutted.
And they haven't been great this season, but they've got individual quality that can win a game at any moment. And that's what we need to kind of guard ourselves against. Of course, our form going into it doesn't help because we've been terrible.
And boom, sorry, I just mentioned that Benfica got a red card. Salzburg have just scored. Roko Simic, 1-0.
Wow.
Boom.
Double whammy, lads.
Talk about getting punished.
Yeah, double whammy. Was it a pen?
Let me just double check.
Come on, man.
United
Rashford.
just making
Reguilon.
A breakthrough here.
What's about Reguilon?
Reguilon on the
What's
left,
about
1v1 with Upamecano. And Upamecano just given a foul there, and refs giving that in a dangerous position.
An absolute stinker in Upamecano.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, and he gave the ball away about 3 times, lad.
That
was
was
it against City?
It was against City.
It was against City, yeah.
And Haaland just pounced upon him like a little predator, lads.
Both legs had arguably what you would say is a Hall of Shame performance.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think still a very good defender. I think he has some of those moments, but
I don't know if he has too many of those moments.
That's the point, lad.
He's got the physical and even the technical ability to be a good defender, but those moments as a centre back, you can't have that many.
I agree with that, but it also matters who you have around you. And I think when you saw him at RB Leipzig, he was in better system. But sometimes the high line didn't help him. But I think now you've seen Kim Min-jae, the partnership he's been able to form with him this season, I think is much better than the one he had with De Ligt last year. I think him and De Ligt, it's almost like people talk about De Ligt like a high prospect and doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, bro, look at every tournament Holland's been dumped out of. His fingerprints are all over that, bro. Like, go and look at when Bayern Munich, maybe second half of last season, he was actually quite good. But I didn't think at Juve he was covering himself in any glory either.
He's lived
I always feel like the reputation between the two is so different, and I'm like, I actually think Upamecano is better than De Ligt.
They're both forward-facing defenders. To make a good partnership, you need one forward-facing and one composed that backs off. Yeah. That's what makes good centre-back partnerships. That's what Gabriel and Saliba do.
Promising.
Puyol,
on the left foot. Shoot! Oh.
Puyol, PK, Carvalho, Terry, Rio Vidic.
He goes, you go, bro, you go, I'll cover, lads. And he knows they can trust each other to either win the ball or cover him, lad. That's the way it works. It doesn't work for two front-footed, in my opinion.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, he is. He's on the bench.
Great football. Who's on the end?
Back post floated.
Oh, what was Jesus doing there?
Jesus winning the header there, but going out for a goal kick.
I like this kid, I really do, but it's honestly, he does a lot of this, doesn't he, all the time. He's missed a big chance there, he's missed an opportunity.
But he's just come back from injury.
But I do like him.
He's not a good number 9. He's a good player.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get he's a good player. Very good player.
Yeah.
He's not a striker. He's
I
not
know, lads. And he got found out at City a little bit, didn't he, unfortunately?
Found out at Brazil.
He's but a boss player, though, but a fantastic player.
Brazil, if you're not.
He went to the World Cup 2018, didn't score a goal playing number 9. Then he went to the right wing and won the Copa America. He's not a number 9.
He's a boss footballer.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
Good intelligence, everything.
Oh, Rashford just beating Konrad Laimer there twice. Oh my God. Brilliant save from
Who's
Sven
making that run across the near post?
But to me, that's where Rashford lets himself down. The approach play was brilliant. He looked up,
final ball.
Found a pass there. Look, you had time. Look,
it's exactly what Nick
didn't look up once. Didn't look up once.
That's the wrong decision.
But no one's making that run across the near post anyway. No, he wasn't.
There were 2 guys in there. He didn't look up. Watch it again. I'm telling you, decision making is not on point.
Listen, 17 minutes. This is where the game changed.
No, the approach.
I'm just saying this is where the game changed again.
Yeah, the first 15 minutes now.
First 17 minutes against Brighton, we were good, and then little tactical tweaks. But,
Rashford on his day is a very formidable player, but his decision making at times is poor. Does let him down. Unlike this man on the ball, whose decision making is nearly always perfect.
But I think Rashford's decision making is overstated. You don't score 30 goals in a season, and you have multiple seasons of 20 plus.
Oh,
you don't have that many seasons.
PSV goalkeeper Benitez just gathering that up.
I like Rashford.
But I'm saying I think it's overstated. I'm not saying it. I think it is. I'll give you an example. Rafael Leao yesterday, he had bad decision making.
Yeah, loads.
But people talk about it like Rashford needs to watch how Leao plays. That's why I say it's overstated. I'm not saying it's brilliant.
Reguilon giving the ball away sloppy.
Other wingers in the world, is it as bad as people are making out? I don't think. Of course, the elite, the Vinnies of the world, of course, it's
I
different
do
level.
think he relies more on his athletic
gifts.
He's not watching. He was in then. If he checked his shoulder, he's in there. You know, lad.
He was.
He's got the pace to get that, lad. He's fast.
We do need to be careful of PSV, you know. They look quite...
Yeah, they're not scared. They're definitely not scared, lads.
Bakayoko there.
Look! Did he see that?
Yeah, that was good defending.
Thank you. You said our defending is our weak point, or words to
blood.
That effect.
You see? You took that point and now it's rattling in your head.
That was
good. I'm glad I lived that rent free in your head. Good. Yeah.
Jesus son it,
lads. 9, they said. Look at that.
Cool. I don't get that.
He was in his own half, brother.
Oh, look at this.
It's a great goal. It's a great goal. It's a great goal.
Come on.
What? It's a great goal. I'm going to clap it for us.
And this is why.
Arsenal is a great goal. Jesus is a brilliant footballer. He ain't number 9. That's literally what I said.
No, but he started that move.
Yeah, because he's a very good footballer.
That has nothing to do...
number 9 play. Look at this. Look,
classic number 9, is it?
I saw it.
I think this is a wonderful goal, but I would say Jesus is a brilliant footballer and a brilliant dynamic forward, which means he can play right, centre or left anywhere, but he's not fixed to any position. So that's what he just proved there. That is a marvellous goal. That is a beautiful counter-attack goal.
That's a great goal.
I tell you now, Trossard, he's going down as one of the best signings, him, lad. Trossard is.
That was even more unerring.
Good on.
Wow.
Well done. No.
Would you say that? That's even more unerring.
Beautiful.
I have no clue what unerring means, but it's a good goal. Good goal.
Beautiful.
Deadly accurate.
It couldn't be any more.
Let's keep it layman terms. You know, not all of us
deadly accurate.
Graduated. You know, with these.
On point.
Not all of us swallowed a thesaurus this morning.
Your team be good, Lottie. Yeah, it be good, bro. It's good team, bro.
Listen, PSV, I felt like we're coming into that, so a little bit of a sucker punch, but I'm sure Arsenal will take it.
Couldn't have made a bet.
Great introduction, lads. I was about to literally say, what an introduction to your Champions League. All your fans are buzzing. Look at them.
Trossard, 2 goals in 2 games, and Tottenham are absolutely crapping themselves at the thought of this man.
How did you make it about Tottenham?
No, because you're next.
I do my best to
focus on tonight.
When I say you're next, emphasise next. You're next.
We are on the fixture list.
That game's going to be a good game, like having said, because Ange's got them playing some good ball as well, lad. They are not going to be easy. Then
he's done. Look! Oh my God!
Oh, well done. Well done.
Well, you want to run us through what happened there?
You want me to clap for Arsenal? Yeah, go on. Well done.
But the build-up play was sensational, and Havertz squanders that golden opportunity.
On his weaker foot, right foot.
Don't matter about weaker foot, bro.
Oh, he should have done better than that. Yeah. I thought that took a deflection then, lad.
Oh, he's onside. Oh, brilliant.
Good defending.
Lisandro, last second recovery there.
He got...
That line is terrible. How'd you just let him get in there?
Did you see that Pascal Gross goal on the weekend? That little body feint, lad. That was marvellous, that.
Almost Salah-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, only just sends him the shot.
I mean, if sorry to hog the limelight.
It's all right, lads. I know you love it. Look at him, he's taking notes. No, Arsenal are amazing.
If Havertz converts what is, by his standards, a relatively easy chance.
It's not. Not by his standards. He's rubbish. He's not good, Laurie. Havertz is not good.
Okay, by most...
Oh, okay, go on. Professional
footballers is a relatively easy chance. Game done.
Game done already.
Yeah, this tie is... I mean, if it was a 2-leg tie, lad, you'd have definitely smoked them already, lads.
Yeah, this game's done. It was done. You were always going to win this game.
That was poor from Havertz.
Yeah, I can imagine, honestly, Laurie, the sound from your stadium must be incredible right now.
We're in.
If this is
just breaking it up in the nick of time.
There'll be kids going to this for the first time ever. Champions League games. The first time ever.
They're thinking, Champions League? It's all cracked up to me. It's easy.
Yeah.
K1 in the chat says Laurie thinks he's Goldberg.
Goldberg? Which Goldberg?
You don't know Goldberg from wrestling?
The Whoopi Goldberg.
Come on, man. Who the hell's thinking about Whoopi Goldberg?
Wait, needless in now. Look. Good defending there by Declan Rice.
Harrison says we will be the dark horses in this year's Champions League. Do you think that Arsenal could be dark horses in this year's Champions League?
They're not dark horses, lad. They're one of the best teams. They're one of the best teams in Europe.
Let me quantify why I say that. Because
he won the ball.
If you look at we had this conversation on AFTV the other day, and we were saying that although we've not been in the Champions League for a number of years, if you look at the standard last year, we would have to be honest and say it wasn't the best. Apart from City,
I agree.
You look 100%. At a lot of the teams, we would not be out of place.
100%. No, yeah, 100% agree.
Playing like this.
Where we might have a problem though is tactically nuanced, meaning that it's a slower, less intense game, but tactically the teams are a bit more on. Oh look! Oh!
See, he does all the build-up. He's good.
The shot was on target. The shot was on target. You can't fault.
What else you might suffer, mate?
Haaland misses enough chances, bro.
Winning the Champions League is not just about your ability on the pitch, mate. There's a lot that goes into it. One is them is depth, but another major factor, honestly, is luck, mate. And that comes down to things like winning games by hitting a post and going in, referee decisions, but also injuries. If you're lucky enough not to have people like Saliba, Odegaard injured going throughout this Champions League, then I don't see why Arsenal be looked at as dark horses. They're one of the best teams in Europe, without a doubt.
I think experience comes into it, and not even just in terms of individual player experience, but club experience. You look at Real Madrid in that run where they won the Champions League. They won those games because they were Real Madrid.
Yeah.
It wasn't because they were the better team. It wasn't because necessarily they got lucky.
Oh, look.
But it's like they went throughout those games knowing.
Look at that. Look. You know, they said he weren't a striker. And look. Looks like a striker to me,
Can he
hear
us or something? Can he actually hear us on this, lad?
I think he
Jesus, hey, turn your Siri off, man.
Smoking, lad. Oh my days.
Jesus is such a good footballer, man.
He is,
I said if he stayed fit.
ever deny how good this footballer is.
When we were doing a pre-season preview, I remember I said if he could stay fit this year, I think he can easily get 17 league goals. Like, he's got the ability in him, but it's just a case of executing.
He's not as prolific as your Haalands, but in terms of ability, he's right up there with
He really is,
strikers.
mate. He is.
Big tackle there.
But then again, who is up there with Haaland in terms of...
I don't know why you mentioned and Jesus in the side.
Oh! Gabriel should have scored!
I don't think he was expecting
He wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it's one of them. But you expect the defender in front of us to get it, but it just lands at your feet.
Is he the only person to ever get a hair transplant and still look the same?
His hand.
No, Wayne Rooney. I mean,
well, for a moment he did look the same, and then he lost it.
Like Gabriel,
I feel like Wayne Rooney got like the beta version of hair transplants.
Wayne Rooney got when it was still it was still prototype. It was still experimental.
Now it's finessed, lad. It's a real thing now, lad.
Who's had one of the best hair transplants I've ever seen? Rob Holding.
Yeah, I just said that, lad, honestly.
Well, Rob Holding, I would say for white players, and then for black players, Andros Townsend.
Andros, yeah.
Brother, the revival of that hairline, Lord.
Woo! If you saw Andros when he played for Spurs, right?
Bro. Corners, like he had corners like it was a football pitch.
It was mad. It was
crazy. And the next thing you know, he just popped up at Everton, swing, scoring screamers like Ronaldo. I said, yeah, man, doing Ronaldo celebration against him. I said, give me a fade on my frings, bro. I've got loads of space.
Was he retired?
I know he had an injury. I know he had a big injury. I can't remember if he did retire.
Look, actually,
never forget that, man.
Sport a lot.
Yeah, he has.
I've met his dad a couple of times. Really nice
he's a free agent at the moment after leaving Everton last year. He's only 32 still as well.
Yeah, he's not that old. Very good player in his team.
Do you remember that 6-month period where everybody thought he was going to be the second coming of Gareth Bale after he'd left?
Because the screamers that he was scoring. Do you remember the one for Palace against City? Does anyone? I could not believe what I was watching, lad.
Did they win that game 3-1 or something?
3-2 it was, lad. And that was in the Liverpool side.
Onana letting it easily slip through his fingers.
I said to you, didn't I, about Onana?
Wow. Neeks, talk us through that goal.
I said, do you rate him?
You didn't ask me that.
I did.
I did not.
Talk us through that goal, bruv.
Big keeper mistake. Massive keeper mistake. That's the first shot on target. and they 1-0 up, and it's only Onana to blame. I can't blame anything else. Can't blame anyone.
Wow.
That was reminiscent of David De Gea.
Leroy Sané 1-2 link up with Harry Kane on the edge of the box.
Honestly, awful.
That's straight at Onana. It seems like the shot was pretty straightforward, and he just lets it slip through his fingers.
You know what? And listen, it's still early. We'll see what happens. But I said this last season when everyone was saying, obviously, David De Gea, and David De Gea had to go. Don't get it twisted. He had to go. Oh! But people were talking like Onana was 100% the guy. It was definitely going to improve us. And in certain elements, he will improve us. Of course, kicking and all that kind of command of the box. But I said at the time, and I'll say it again, the first job as a keeper is to stop the ball going in the back of the net. Yep. And I don't know if Onana's that guy. Let's wait and see. And United fans came for me because they were so hell-bent on getting rid of David De Gea. I said, don't get it twisted. David De Gea needs to go. But the keeper position, like the centre-backs we spoke about earlier, you can't make a mistake. Nope. If we talk about, your kicking is great, this is great, but you make too many individual errors, you're going to cost your team matches because of the position you play in.
But that's
Onana already, that's it for me, that's his first mistake this season.
No, it's not.
No, listen. That's cost us a goal. You say, you were the reason. But you look at the Declan Rice goal at the Emirates. It wasn't his fault. It took a deflection. But
what about him getting lobbed that pre-season?
What
about him pre-season when he got lobbed from the halfway line?
Forget pre-season.
No, you can't forget.
No, but I'm talking about the season. I'm talking about the season.
I'd go further back than that. Against Wolves, he should have given away a penalty.
No, but I'm talking about what's actually cost us. The Declan Rice goal, David De Gea saves it. Alisson saves that. I'm not sure about Ederson. He can make a mistake himself. But there's a difference between a progressive goalkeeper and a world-class goalkeeper. Onana hasn't proved that. But listen, big mistake. And he ain't proved to me yet that he is going to be the answer to our goalkeeping problem. I'm not saying he's not going to work out, but it's not great right now.
He hasn't been bought for his goalkeeping abilities. He's been bought for his ability on the ball, lad. And you always run that risk when you prioritise that skill set over another, that you may leak goals, and that's what's happening. I do think he's a good goalkeeper because the stuff that he does on the ball is great, but having said that, it's spot on. The same way a right back or a left back, their first job is to stop the cross. Their job is to stop the goals going in, and you've got to start at the basics first so you can build on from it.
Arnold, world-class footballer.
Yeah, that's why he gets
and everyone knows that. But when he makes a defensive mistake, everyone highlights it because he's a defender. Yeah. Onana is a goalkeeper. You keep the goal. You don't let in the goal. It's nice.
The word's solid in it, and he's not a solid goalkeeper, lad.
And for me, the goalkeeper position because of signing it's such a 50-50 because it either works or it doesn't. There's no in between. That's why either work or you don't.
This is why I respect massively what Arteta's doing right now, because what you don't want to do, Lottie, is get to a Champions League final, lad, and get a Karius, and then you lose your Champions League final and all the momentum that you've built, and have to buy another goalkeeper anyway for a massive amount of money. You're cutting that out already and going, we know this is not going to work, so let's get the other lad in. That's what you're doing, so good on him for doing that.
Charlie says in the chat, De Gea is laughing. Hemel says, Man United need David De Gea back now. Onana is trash, spaghetti hands.
I'll tell you which Man United players.
Best face in the space says, y'all were really saying Onana was the best in the league. Do you miss De Gea now?
Nobody said that.
I'll tell you which Man United player is probably having a little quiet smile to himself. Harry Maguire.
Is he?
Yeah, he will be. He'll have a right smile, lad.
To him
he's like, we're crap. He's like, we're crap if I play or we don't, lad. It's all good. Love it. Love it, son.
Jamie Carragher called him out about that.
I mean, I'd be worried if anybody was former captain of the club and you're smiling about a team.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
But no, listen.
That's
I'm going to get onto him. Like, I'm going to say, he needs to be sold. But this is your first job. And you've had one shot to deal with, and you've thrown it into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it's not Ten Hag's fault.
Oh, look.
It ain't the system.
There we go.
There
we go.
2-0.
Oh! Wow. And it could be game, set, and match within 30 minutes.
I said 2-0 before.
Gnabry, who's once again...
Who's scored?
Gnabry, yeah. Against Spurs before, who's cooked against Arsenal. And now he's cooking Man United.
Remember when we said Musiala in that England team, lad? There's an example of how well he would do in that team, lad. Did you see that? Carry the ball, set up on the plate.
To Nicks, though, right?
Yeah.
This is why he did make the point. this is why your goalkeeper is so important, because they were competing on even terms.
Yeah, we were the best side for the
so poor from Dalot. That is
now,
so poor from Dalot. I'm sorry, but you look at that.
That first
you
goal
take him
goes
all the
in
way
the-
to the byline, and then what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? That is poor all round from United there. And I'm sorry, especially after you've just conceded a poor goal, the last thing you need is to concede another poor defensive team goal.
Tuchel's not on the bench.
Tuchel's not on the bench either. It's his assistants today that are taking charge. So, boy, Gnabry is
What's he got, a
cooking.
new contract?
I don't know what that is. It's like a small teapot.
Isn't that thing where they mix it up? Isn't that like that dance where
I don't even know. Yeah. They've had 2 shots. Yeah, well, you should be upset with yourself because you gave the game.
Yeah.
The game, they had nothing.
You're both staring at each other.
No, that's not true.
They
That's
didn't.
not true.
Man United blinked
That's
first.
their first shot on target in the
No,
game.
but before they scored the first goal, they were starting to get back into the game.
They were passing the ball around. They didn't have a shot on target before that goal.
Okay, but what I'm saying, you guys had definitely made a better start. But I was about to say this before they scored their first goal, is that they're starting to get back into it.
Yeah, it's what you said. It comes to fruition. They had
Half an hour gone in the Arsenal game as well, Laurie. What's happening over there? Is there any
I'm
chance of
happy
the third
with
one
it.
coming? Oh my God, United just
thought that was going in there.
across the face, a goal from Regui on there.
So far, so good, Fuad. But what I would say, and I'll give credit to PSV, they're not spewed it, they're not chucked it in, and they're making it competitive. But obviously, he made a fantastic start. 2 great goals. A goal by Trossard, that was an amazing goal.
2-0 in both those games at the moment. 34 minutes just gone. Inter are 1-0 up against 1-0 down, against Real Sociedad, and Salzburg 1-0 up against Benfica in the other games as well. Braga Napoli still 0-0. Sevilla Lens is 1-1 as well. And of course 2-0 in both the games
They're
over
laughing.
here.
Do you know what? I'm not even joking. Like the Bayern one could go bad for them, lad, if they carry on.
Someone in the chat was saying 500-0 earlier, and
500
you might be onto something, you know. Yeah.
500
Peter Kip says 6-0. RTX says 50-0 incoming. Chabuddy G, big up yourself. He says 6-0 incoming. Listen, it could. I don't know. No, let's just hope, but it could be one of those. It could be one of those embarrassing European nights for an English club, and we haven't seen one of those in a while. So
let's not see it today.
Could I ask a serious question?
One wouldn't go amiss. You know what I'm saying?
Could I ask a serious question? If it goes the way we think this is going to go,
Yes.
and you lose comfortably,
Yes.
how long has Ten Hag got to turn it around, do you think, before serious questions start getting asked?
10 minutes ago. So for me, the next 10 games.
10? You think he's got as many as that?
Well, I hope so. I hope he's at least got 10 games. Bloody hell. Like,
Who'd you replace him with, lads?
Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? He's going to sack managers left, right, and centre? No, the next 10 games for me, because they're, other than, you got Chelsea at the end, who are terrible anyway. Man City in between, which is about 6, 7. We're playing rugby league, isn't it?
That was literally it.
Bruno Fernandes with an outlandish.
I don't know what Fuad and Doyle think, but I think 10 games is optimistic, bro.
I don't know who they replace him with, though. And this is the point, right? You've got to look at managers that are actually successful. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Mikel Arteta. Not just yet. He's not just successful, but you see what he's building, right? They have been given 5 years at least to build something. Man United are going to have to do that. They're going to have to suffer before they have the joy. That's just the way it works.
100%.
You have seen some lights from Ten Hag. The thing for me, that's the worrying part about it is, right, and I loved it at first, was for Ronaldo getting him out of the club, that was the right thing to do. Yeah. And he showed, I'm the boss, I'm the manager, I make the decisions. Now, Jadon Sancho, lad, I feel like this has had an impact on the rest of the lads in the team currently, lad. He might be friends with some of these lads. They might not like how he's been treated by Ten Hag, and that could throw off performances for him. And I genuinely think that's having an impact on Man United right now. I genuinely do.
Point.
What? Okay, so you're talking even before the statement, because I guess
I think the way he's treating,
not necessarily playing and that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's a tough one because, and I'm going to disagree. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs, what's happening behind the scenes. But Ten Hag, apart from playing him consistently, has put his arm around him. He's protected him in the media.
Oh, look, 3.
3-0 for Arsenal, and it's Gabriel Jesus with the third.
I want that clipped. Production team, I want that clipped.
He's never scored over 20 goals, lads.
Conference League football, mate. I didn't
talk us through that goal, Laurie.
Well, dare I say it?
Brilliant.
It was unerring accuracy once again.
Fair play.
Word of the day today, unerring.
No, but seriously, that's a brilliant finish, right?
Yeah, it was.
Even you guys got to acknowledge.
Great, lad. Use a whole pairing.
Is there a chance of offside here? Zinchenko just going a little bit early there. I'm sure they'll draw the lines.
No, he's onside him, lad.
Plays it.
But look at this. Great ball here. Oh, look at that ball. Look at that ball.
Great touch and a great finish.
The football that we're playing, this is champagne football, bro. It was Trossard, wasn't it?
Yeah, great finish.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's not a number 9, of course. But,
great.
What I love about that, the touch that he had, right? He's taking it with the studs, but he knows exactly what he's doing. He's setting himself up with that stud touch just to have it first time, lad. Wonderful, wonderful play. Arsenal are pairing.
We are pairing.
Like a stroked cat.
This is going
3-0 in the first 40 minutes for Arsenal. This is the dream scenario for them, I'm sure.
I predicted 2-0.
Okay. That's a 3-1.
I wasn't
That's
trying to
probably
get
going
ahead
to
of
be like
myself.
5
Good.
Glasgow sends a super chat. He says Ten Hag must stop experimenting and put players in their natural positions. For example, get Onana back to the 6.
I'm thinking, where's he going with this? Because everyone's playing in the right position.
To be fair, I think it's tough for him as well with so many injuries in the squad, both him and Pochettino. I feel like they've at clubs where there's a lot of expectations and a lot of injuries, and I feel like this season he's actually almost in a rock and a hard place. I've said, because last year he got the 3rd place and the domestic cup, everyone kind of expects with the money spent you should be kicking on, but it's Man United, there's always seems to be one drama after the other, and now you've got injury issues on top of that. I think he's dealing with one of the toughest jobs, and then you look at the summer recruitment he's kind of making. I don't think he's got director of football in place, if I'm not mistaken. David Murto or whoever it is
John Murto there, but what's his experience when it comes to that?
Exactly my point. But when you look at the likes of Arteta, everyone's ranting and raving about Odu. When you talk about Jurgen Klopp, they talk about how was it Mitchell or Michael Edwards? That was it. Lads, how much of a role he played in. So I always think,
miss you, lad.
People always talk about, how important kind of structures are at the club. United has got a messy structure. It's got a messy squad. And I just think
nobody knows.
It's gone right back to
the last thing United need to do at this point for me is, as you said, get rid of Ten Hag and try and start the merry-go-round all over again. You're looking at a lot of these players.
Especially not under this ownership.
Yeah, and you're looking at a lot of these players.
New manager, I wouldn't be happy to get rid of him in October, but you get your own people in. Yeah. But the Glazers don't deserve to be second of a manager because they need to be gone.
And I don't feel like a lot of these players take enough accountability, in my opinion. I think I look at the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Rashford and Luke Shaw's, and they get all the praise and credit when things are going well, and they get called, he's a world-class left-back, he's a world-class attacking midfielder, Rashford's one of the best in the world. But when things aren't going very well, it's all quiet, and I don't see much ownership from those leaders in the team. And you look at the Arsenal at the moment, you look at guys like Odegaard, they're grabbing games by the scruff of the neck. Saliba and Gabriel, I was just saying, Liverpool at that time, they had Salah, Trent, Van Dijk. You had 3 or 4 guys who you could really hang your hat on and say, I know they're going to give me a 7 out of 10. I know they're going to give me an 8 out of 10. So to expect for me, I think Ten Hag to work wonders and improve that squad with all of those variables spinning. It's virtually impossible.
But that's exactly why I think that something's going on with the way he's managing the players, because when you want to play for a manager, believe me, it happens. You run your socks off. Even if you haven't got the quality, you run your socks off. Jordan Henderson made a career out of it, mate. He wasn't the best footballer, but he run his socks off for Jurgen Klopp.
But my issue with that, my issue with that, Doyle, is that a lot of these players have done this under previous managers. So whereas it's good for a period, and then whatever happens behind closed doors, whatever it might be, they decide, all right, we're not going to do what we did in the first 6 months or the first year.
Oh, look, Anana's giving it away too.
I don't feel like Anana. But the first 18 months, whatever. So if they're doing it again, how much can you put that down on an individual manager? Or do you say, no, that's you that's your character trait.
That's the culture in the club.
Yeah, exactly. Because is it Ten Hag doing something? Because if it's Ten Hag doing something, then it was Oli doing something, it was Jose doing something, it was LVG, it was Moyes. No, it's those players who have done it time and time and time again. And you spoke about the summer recruitment. It started off well. He got 2 players in that he wanted straight away. And then it just went quiet, nothing. Trying to get players out, can't get players out. Trying to get players in, we're scrimping and scraping. Let's get a little loan. Amrabat was one of his first choices at the beginning of the summer.
Injured.
But we get him right at the end on loan. it tells everything about the club. And all of that feeds onto the pitch. Now, the Jadon Sancho thing may affect certain players, but what I was going to say to that is that, for me, Jadon Sancho has done nothing on the pitch to show that, yeah, I deserve to play. Now, we don't know what happens in training. Maybe he feels that I'm playing better than X, Y, Z, or certain players think he should be playing over different others. But he's done nothing on the pitch to show, for me, that he should be starting week in, week out. And when he was going through his rough times, Ten Hag protected him. So for him to come out on the first time when Ten Hag has directly answered the question that names him, that name drops him, for him to come out and make that statement and pin it to his Twitter, I got no sympathy for him, because he could have thrown you under the bus a year ago. He could have thrown you in the bus ages ago, where other managers would have, and other managers have, with other players like Jose did with the likes of Martial and Luke Shaw. Ten Hag protected you, and you got no gratitude when you're not even performing. If you were on the pitch, like someone like Aubameyang, who won Arteta FA Cup, and he's performed for Arsenal. If he wanted to come and make a statement at a certain time, you say, you know what? At least he's got something to show for why he's saying I should be playing.
Credit in the bank, yeah.
Sancho's got nothing. Sancho's got nothing. So I don't. If players are down in tools because of how Sancho's been treated, then those players need to go.
I wouldn't say they're down in tools, but I do agree.
No, I'm just saying if they are.
I would agree with what Doyle said. If you're in the dressing room and you see that, you might take a dim view of that as far as the manager's concerned.
So when he was putting his hand around Sancho, how do you see that?
No, let me finish.
Do you just look at one element, or
the way I see it is,
we've all worked in workplaces, I'm sure, where you've seen managers treat staff wrong, and as staff, you look inwards and you say to yourself, I didn't really like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're thinking to yourself, boy, that could be me next.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why managers need to be careful.
Having said that, Jadon Sancho made his own bed. Jadon Sancho made his own bed without a shadow of a doubt by coming out and doing it. Having said that, didn't Ten Hag say something about him as well to the press? And so
they asked, they said why is he not in the squad? And he said, well, he hasn't trained well this week.
So, but then also it needs to be one of them where he doesn't really discuss it, or he doesn't put a negative spin on it, and then he doesn't get a reaction. It has to go both ways, and I guess he is being professional, and Jadon Sancho isn't. But that's with the players, that you've got to know your players, you've got to know who you're managing.
Son here, one more.
You know this lad. You know this lad is probably going to have a reaction to this, so maybe not do it, because now look what's happened. You've lost out on a potentially good player, and it's caused a load of media fuss around Manchester United again, and it's become a circus again, lad, which is just for everyone to laugh at.
All right,
and then this gets questioned when it comes into performances.
Let me give you an example of when you get back to the workplace. Let's say there's an employee who's always off sick, always comes in late, doesn't perform when they're actually at work, and the manager doesn't say anything for a year. The manager though discipline them, does it, and everyone's happy. Oh yeah, he's my good mate. We go out, drinks, everything. Then 3 months into the new calendar year, you say, listen, we set the objectives. That has to stop. He comes in late, he ain't performing, and the manager blasts him in the middle of the office, open office. As an employee, you might be like, he shouldn't have done that. But at what point do you look at the past year and actually say, you know what? He's lucky it took a year, because he could have done this 3 months in, because you shouldn't have been coming late. You should have been performing. You shouldn't have been taking. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, was Ten Hag right to say X, Y, Z? Maybe not. But there's a term called straw that breaks the camel's back. And there comes a point where putting your arm around a player clearly wasn't working, because he still wasn't performing. Yeah. So you try and go for another approach. Maybe you can do it in a transfer window where you can get rid of him, but you do it after the transfer window. Now you're stuck with him for another.
What I would say on that though, Neeks, is you do make a good point there. But what I would say is, having worked in numerous workplaces and having been a line manager myself, is that going and sort of airing out your staff in public is never a good look.
Never. Ever, lad.
Pep called Calvin Phillips fit, fat, and nobody batted an eyelid. Everyone said, yeah, he probably is, because it's Pep. But does it make the action right? Because you've won X. You have a right to do it or wrong to do it.
Because Pep's built a rapport with both the media and his players over the last 6-7 years. Ten Hag has not done that.
There have been examples of players that he hasn't built a rapport.
Half-time. It's just half-time now,
etc.
Just quickly, boys, just gone half-time in both the games there. 2-0 for Bayern Munich at half-time there, and 3-0 in the Arsenal game as well. What have we made of the first half, boys?
You know what? I couldn't have asked for anything more. Brilliant display by Arsenal. 3 great goals. I won't use that term again, but you all saw it.
Unerring goals. Saka, Trossard and Jesus.
More happier. Imagine like your first Champions League game back at the Emirates after 6 years. You're playing a, decent side. They're not heavy hitters, I understand that.
Decent.
But come on now, they're there on merit. And we're trouncing them 3-0, and it's only half time. Couldn't have gone any better.
Arsenal fans, what have you made of that first half in the comment section as well? Let us know. I'll try and get through some of them throughout the first half break. Neeks, what have you made of that 2-0 away battering so far?
I'm not going to say we don't deserve to be 2-0 down, because when you throw the ball in the back of your net, you deserve to be 2-0 down. But it's just disappointing that we started the game as well as we did, going away. We're never going to dominate the game, but for the first 17 minutes, we were the better side. For the next 10 minutes, it was even, and then we give them a go, and now they're in the driving seat. We're having to come back into the game at the Allianz, where you don't really want to do that. So it's just disappointing that you go into the game, optimism. The first 10 minutes, you're like, okay, yeah, we're in this game. We get a few chances, could have a penalty, couple shot, and then you're 1-0 down from their first shot on target.
Yeah,
and it's kind of, I wouldn't say the story of our season, but it kind of just adds on to the disappointment so far.
What's been happening so far? Are you surprised by any of the results so far, Doyle?
Absolutely not. I'm surprised by how... I thought Arsenal were going to do well, without a shadow of a doubt, but how well they're doing is insane. Some of the goals that they've actually scored are just beautiful. Yeah. So the Trossard counter-attack one was literally the blueprint for a counter-attack, lad. It was gorgeous. Reminded me of a good Liverpool side that was once. I always take it back to Liverpool, sorry. But yeah, Bayern Munich one... exactly what we thought. We all said it at the start. They've got so many quality players. You can't keep them out, lad. You definitely can't, especially when your goalkeeper's throwing in his own net, lad.
And the worrying thing for United is Harry Kane's not even scored it. Because he's going to get
he's due one, isn't he, lads?
Yeah.
He's due.
He scored on the weekend, man. Take a night off. What are you talking about?
Big up everyone in the chat as well. You got Neil Point, who sent his first ever super chat as well. He or she, apologies. Sent two, actually. Big up yourself. It's Louis sends a super chat as well. He says, who's better? Quick one. Jesus or Rashford?
Where?
Hey, that was the question. I wasn't asked specifics.
Rashford.
You go Rashford?
Jesus. Better footballer. Rashford has more physical gifts.
Here's a hard one.
I'm going
I'm
Jesus.
going to say football. Yeah.
I'm going Jesus.
I was about to say, I'm going as a footballer.
He's not close.
As a footballer, I'd rather watch Gabriel Jesus.
Louis' question is just that.
Has Jesus even touched 30?
No, but that's the same way.
That don't mean everything.
No, it means something. I'm not saying it means everything. I'm just saying you said he's not even close. Man scored 30 last year.
It's the same way.
And he scored 2 previous seasons.
And I'll tell you why
20.
it's not close. I'll tell you why it's not close. It's very simple. Jesus is a far better technically footballer than Rashford.
He's a better technical footballer, I agree.
Rashford, however, has greater physical gifts, which narrows the gap.
So what we say? So is it not close or is it close? I'm not sure what you're saying.
It's very, very close.
Because physical.
I think it is.
Because physical attributes. Physical attributes is a part of football. You think football just passing?
And I said,
no, people have to run.
Credit. I said it narrows the gap because of the physical.
No, but you said it's not close.
So
it narrows the gap. So you're saying it's that big.
You're almost. No, I feel like you're discrediting Rashford a little bit and acting like he's just a.
No.
No. Listen, we're not going to do that. Rashford is just a P&P merchant. That is what he predominantly relies on. But the boy's got feet. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Look, we all have our respective picks, but we ain't got a troll, Laurie, yeah? Not everyday trolling.
You must be familiar with the term, it's about levels, right?
Yeah,
so what I'm saying is, Rashford is a good player.
You're not. Listen, I picked Jesus.
Rashford is a good player.
We're not gonna sit here.
I picked Jesus.
It's levels, bro.
Stop.
Levels.
Laurie, I'm about to cut your mic.
This is what
you're telling me.
I'm saying he's a level above Rashford.
Hey, relax. 1 second. I actually want to ask you something on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know if you saw his quotes that have recently come out. He says he couldn't buy the players I mentioned at the club. He says Erling Haaland before he made his Salzburg debut. Sorry.
You think because he's Norwegian, he's just going to go there like that?
No, but there was quite a few targets that he wanted at the time that he just felt like he didn't get. Declan Rice, he says, we discussed Moises Caicedo. Jude Bellingham badly wanted to be a Man United player. He said, I would have signed Harry Kane every day of the week. Do you feel like it's almost like a recurring theme of managers not getting the players they want, but then they're unable to work with what they've got?
See, this is... And I'm going to answer the question because you've asked it. But what people would do is, when I give my answer, the Glazers aren't the reason that you're losing 2-0. The Glazers not the reason why Onana made the error. It's the fact that you said it's a recurring theme. this was the first time it ever happened, and you're like, oh no, you just blame the manager, you blame the player. But the fact that you go into a summer and Maguire is still there, McTominay is still here, Donny van de Beek is still here, Martial is still here. Players that the manager wants to get rid of, that managers at other clubs like Arteta with Arsenal, certain players there, Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, got rid of those players, whatever the cost. There was no financial hindrance that stopped them from getting rid of those players. The club took the hit. The Glazers don't take hits. As long as there's a value on the books, that player is going to be there unless that value is met by an opposition club. And that hampers a lot of these managers. It hampers us making certain bids for certain players. And of course we've made signings, we spent money, that's not the question. But at what point do you make these signings? Why is Maguire still here when nobody at the club wants him? I don't even know if he really wants to be here. He wants his money more than anything. Solskjaer, we know it's his first. So I'll go back to even Jose. Jose signed up, Pogba, Lukaku early doors, and then after he became second, his next summer was Lee Grant, Dalot, and Fred.
Yeah.
And it's like Man City just got 100 points. What are we doing here? Are we trying to compete, or are we just trying to qualify for Champions League? Lo and behold, we didn't qualify for Champions League. Solskjaer comes in, you spend a lot of money, you get back in the Champions League, and you're like, oh, we're
do you think it's the same case for Ten Hag now, though? Because back-to-back summers, it seems like he's actually had the money spent for him. But do you feel like it's in the right areas? And because maybe you could say Kim Min-jae was a primary target for him. Harry Kane was a primary target for him.
What was this? Kim Min-jae was a primary target, didn't get him. So which centre-back did we get instead?
Johnny Evans.
That says it all. That says it all. That is literally it. Because what is it? So
that was a shock.
That
was unbelievable.
It's like you can't, as a Man United manager, you can't make any mistakes in the market. Because if you buy a bad player, which every manager does, by the way, you're stuck with him. You can't get rid of him, and you're stuck with him, and the next manager that comes in is also stuck with him. Like it's bad what happens at Man United. This doesn't excuse Bayern Munich, we can go. We've gone there with our best teams under Fergie and lost. So I'm not even going to deal with the Bayern Munich. But it doesn't excuse how we performed against Wolves, Nottingham Forest, and Brighton. I'll say more than anything else. But when you have things that's going on behind the club, a club that's supposed to be sold for the last 10 months, and nobody knows where they stand with it. We talk about being at work in a normal job. If there's uncertainty about management, if there's uncertainty about what's going to happen, maybe to your job or the people above you, that is always going to create a difficult working environment. And I think everything that happens at Man United over the last decade, and I would say even longer, because for me, the first time I ever looked and said, we're going to struggle to compete with when Man City got the money, was when we sold Ronaldo and we bought Antonio Valencia to replace
Michael Owen
in 2009.
I remember
and I realised, we got a problem here because Man City ain't stopping. But we had Fergie. Now we literally need a messiah to overcome the Glazers, and not just the Glazers.
But then when you look at kind of this team now, obviously
it's a bad team.
But Onana, the signing is a Ten Hag signing, is he not?
Say that again.
Onana signing, is he not a Ten Hag signing?
100%.
Martinez.
Yeah. Casemiro, all of a sudden people are saying expired.
I think Casemiro's good. I don't have Onana's his signing. And again, I'm not even writing Onana.
I've got to disagree with you there.
Well, 1 second. I don't think these are bad players, by the way. But look at our bench right now.
Correcting that before I could get at him.
Well, look at our. No, I don't think those players are bad. Look at our bench. Garnacho and I think McTominay are the best players on the bench. That is, how you can go to Allianz?
It says it all, doesn't it?
Protecting our assets, lad. Also, it's easy for Ole to come out as well afterwards, by the way, and say, I was going to sign all these world-class players after the fact.
No, but we know that he was in for Bellingham.
What about all the players that he probably wanted, which were all crap as well, lad? That turned out he didn't mention them ones either, right? So it's all very good.
You're right.
Since then, I never really trust that. I'm always like, everyone can say that, lad. I could say that 5 years afterwards.
But in hindsight, it always sounds better as well. And I think,
me?
And I think, looking.
Let me just quickly.
But you are right. I can hear what you're saying.
Onana is his signing, and if Onana don't work out, that's on Ten Hag.
And that'll be there for the next 10 years.
That's it. Whereas Pep signed Bravo, he got rid of Hart straight away. Signed Bravo, dud. got rid of him the next summer.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Managers make bad signings.
Protecting our assets,
Only
lads.
Man United managers have to stick with those signings. That's the thing.
Go on, what do you want to say,
We'll
Laurie?
see. We'll see. The season's
I'm
long.
listening to Neeks here, right? And listen, I've got nothing but respect for you, bro. But I've got to be honest.
But he's about to disrespect me,
You're
guys.
capping hard, bro.
There we go.
Come on now, bro. Like you're using the Glazers as a smokescreen, bro. You have got some quality players in that team. You've just been eulogizing about how good players like Rashford and that are.
No, I didn't.
I can go through that team. You've got some heavy hitters in that team.
Do you believe
You're talking? No, yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You don't rate Rashford.
No, I do rate Rashford. That's what I'm
Who are
saying.
5
You've got
heavy hitters you would look at in the United team?
Casemiro.
5 heavy hitters.
Casemiro.
No, I want Laurie.
Rashford.
I want Laurie.
Right, okay, let's go through the lineup tonight then, shall we?
Should be able to
should-
name.
yeah, you
Should be able to name.
it.
This is all I'm saying. I just wanted to see.
You're talking about both sides of your mouth,
No,
Laurie.
sorry, go on.
No,
Continue.
You're talking about both
tonight.
But you're talking about both sides of your mouth.
No,
You're not rating the players.
if you allow me to finish, if you allow me to land, you'll see exactly where I'm going. Now, let's talk about the team tonight.
Go on.
That's getting humbled by Bayern Munich. Let's look at this team. Onana came with a big reputation, right? Yes or no? You've got the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Eriksen. Okay, he's on the slide, but quality player nonetheless. Rashford, Fernandes, Rasmus, Højlund. Do you know what I mean?
Don't say Rasmus. What does that mean? You just said his name. What does that mean?
That means
the man
that you
scored
have
9
good
goals in
players.
Serie A. Don't think he can just told me a name. It sounds like Haaland, so it must be good. No.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, you're going on about the team and stuff. Bro, you're 13th in the Premier League. Yeah. You're in the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, we are.
You have to take some responsibility and say, for what's going on now, rather than just blame the Glazers, bro. You should be doing. See, you're underachieving by some distance.
You're being disingenuous.
How am I being disingenuous?
I
would argue
because Fuad asked me a question, and I prefaced it by saying, I'm not even going to say, but I said, but I'm going to, out of respect for you, ask me the question, I'm going to answer it. For me, the reason why we are sitting 13th is not because of the Glazers. But the reason why
I was referring to the transfers and everything.
Exactly, we're talking about the whole structure of the squad. Yeah. What, you're going to put that on Anna's mistake today? No, I answered the question that was placed in front of me. And I prefaced it because I knew the likes of you and the chat was, and when it's clipped up, we'll say, they're blaming the Glazers, getting the Norris cards out. No, I answered the question directly. The reason why we're 13th is not because of the Glazers. But us being 13th, for me, is a moment in history. The more important thing is that we ain't won a league in 10 years. We ain't got to a Champions League final in 12 years. We haven't generally competed for a Premier League since we last won it in 2013. That, for me, is bigger than Ten Hag or Anana's mistake today. It's bigger than Ollie's interview. But Ollie's interview, what he did, which was what we're referring to, highlights what each manager actually has to deal with. We can talk about all of this stuff. When Mourinho got sacked, Mourinho wasn't a bad manager. He wasn't a bad manager. And I don't think he's a bad manager now.
He's not a bad manager.
This is why you need to keep Ten Hag. This is why for the next 3 years, 4 years, you keep him, regardless of how bad it's been, because he's not how bad. He needs to have a level. He does need to have a level. Let's keep it real. But he does need to change the culture of Manchester United, because that's the difference. Since Fergie left, the culture of that club has changed altogether. And I will say this: when Klopp came into management for Liverpool, there were so many players there. We had Ricky Lambert. Bloody Adam Lallana, all these players, right? But he made it work, lad, and that's what Ten Hag's going to have to do to be successful at United, and in order to change that culture. So do hear what you're saying. That's the structure of the club, because they're protecting their assets, and that's the way it works. But it's his job to make it work. Yeah. Okay, these are the tools that you've got. All right, make it work, lads, because that's the only way we're going to be successful.
But last season he did. Yeah. Obviously, we didn't win the league, but the start of the season was very bad. Remember, we got bad.
The keeper.
No.
It looks like he's subbed the keeper.
But yeah, we got battered by Brentford, beat by Brighton, and it was everything was up. Ten Hag going to get sacked like Frank de Boer, and he had to compromise his own.
Players just coming out for the
he had
second
to compromise
half
his own tactics, his own structure, just to get the results and end the season on a positive note. Now, second season in, do we go back to what the players are used to, counter-attack football, just to get results? Or does Ten Hag say, no, I've been hired for a certain reason, I want to play a certain football, and ultimately I'm going to live or die by and I think that's where he's at right now. I'm going to live or die. Last season I compromised. This season I'm not going to compromise. And for me, as I said, the next 10 games, which are all very winnable, other than I said City in between, are all very winnable. For me, that's where his season's going to be determined by.
Second half has kicked back off in the United Bayern game. Arsenal players just like coming out now as well. PSV players in the tunnel. Let's go. Any changes on the predictions? Still could be 2-2. Still could be come through.
Hey, listen, if we draw this game 2-2, what a second half, innit? That's like I say. Obviously, we've got Garnacho on the bench. Martial. It's poverty. The bench is poverty. I don't see much.
Pretty much a formality for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, I think with Arsenal, what we've got to do now is maintain our levels of concentration. We had a great start. We don't want to ruin it by conceding in the second half.
Maybe rest Bukayo Saka?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We got I would say, I was going to say difficult game on Sunday, but I'm not so sure now. No, but in all seriousness, we got a big game coming up on Sunday. We don't want to run the risk of injury. And it would be nice if we could give some of the other peripheral players a game, namely the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson. I'm sure we can find some minutes for them.
Elneny?
What about Havertz? You going to give him a game?
I think Havertz needs to stay on, man.
He's playing?
Yeah. That was uncalled for.
You know I respect your role.
Yeah, so, basically, Fuad, what we need to do is just try and keep a clean sheet. That would be nice. Even if we don't score in the second half, keep a clean sheet, 3-0, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, when the game's won, you kind of want those little wins there.
Statements, aren't they? The statements, lad, saying to the rest of the group, we're not going to be easy to beat. So come to the Emirates, here's what you're going to get. 3 goals.
Hi Matt sends a super chat, says, how much would it cost to release players if they can't be sold? Has it come to this?
I mean, this is the point. Like, there's always ways to sell these players. So maybe the Glazers aren't looking elsewhere, or they want to keep the managers are telling them they want to keep these players. Liverpool this season, when we had to get rid of Hendo and Fabinho, lad, and they said, "Yeah, we're going to leave," we went, "Bye in a bit, bro." We wanted to keep them. We needed them.
You have to have that ruthlessness about you.
We have to, and same way Mikel Arteta's doing it right now with Ramsdale. Rail's actually better for my.
Now Lang dancing in the Arsenal box. Penalty.
No.
Sorry.
Got to have that ruthless edge, ruthless edge, and I don't know why the Man United managers haven't got that. Why isn't Ten Hag calling out, if this is the system, why isn't he saying, I'm being stuck with players I don't want to be with, instead of saying Jadon Sancho's not good enough?
Because you know you get sacked if you do. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people have said that before. A lot of Man United fans have said, you know, if Jose's, if that's the reason why it's so bad, why don't you call it out? If that's the reason why don't Ollie call it out? Why don't LVG?
Because LVG would do that, lads. He's the type of man that would call somebody out, lads.
Yeah, but after he got sacked is when he came out and said that he got. Oh, Rashford.
And Rashford here.
Højlund! Come on! Where are you going? Go get the ball.
First Champions League goal. First goal for Man United. Højlund strikes early in the second half.
Rasmus.
It's 2-1.
Rasmus Haaland. I mean Højlund. Sorry, just looks exactly the same. Best striker.
Sven Ulreich similarly there. Feel like he could have done better on that shot.
As well, yeah?
See, why you ask me that question? Why do you have to ask me anything about it?
It's going to be 1 past 2 months.
I feel like the goalkeeper's got to do better there.
It took a deflection.
Great bit of one-touch play from United, though.
Yeah, it took a deflection.
No.
Yeah, harsh.
Don't be harsh for
it. He's going to the right and then it goes to his left, lad, heavy.
Oh, Rashford passed instead of shit.
Kim Min-jae unlucky there with the block. Might go down as an own goal potentially.
Striker.
Them two got their own little thing going on in the corner there. You seen that?
Who these two?
Yeah.
2-2 still on. Fuad, 2-2 still on.
Hey, listen, I told you. Coming out the second half. Ooh. Ericsson just losing the ball out there.
It's too slow with
that's a yellow card. Oh, wait, play on. We're going to get yellow.
Bayern on the counter-attack here. Sane,
pass!
2-2. It's 3v2.
Behind him.
Musiala!
There you go.
Just takes a deflection for a corner.
That's Ericsson.
Especially after that first goal, I have no faith. Like, if any shot is on target, I feel like it's going in.
Yeah, because of Onana.
Yeah. No, and I feel like the defender, if I'm feeling that, the defenders must feel that.
Also,
you
bro,
have to have confidence.
Do you know who else will be feeling that? Himself, man.
Oh, yeah.
Himself, lad.
Yeah.
He's the one that conceded the goal.
I'm a bit disappointed that you're singling out. I know what you should be doing, singling out Ericsson for that poor piece of play.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was his fault.
No, I wasn't thinking about for this. Obviously, I'm just saying. When the shot's coming in, I'm just like, please don't.
Look, we're on the attack here. Could it's before? Oh, poor pass there.
You can't give a hand.
Oh, look. Oh, look.
Sane doing some kick-ups in his box. Is right, lad. Love them, me.
All right, we got one back.
Ericsson looks so slow. I've seen Arctic lorries turn quicker than that.
How old's Ericsson now? We must be getting on now. We must be about
so
33.
30.
I mean, the guy's playing with a pacemaker, for goodness sake.
Ooh, handball.
Nah, that one's definitely not handball.
That
Just
would be the harshest penalty. Come on.
Close, yeah.
Can't give that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you lot didn't give one for...
Stop it.
I don't know what you lot were doing.
What's he doing now? Why is he straightening his arms?
Are they checking it or something?
Because no, I didn't, lad. I didn't say do it up.
Danish boys there.
Oh, they checking it, lads? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are.
That'll be interesting if they give this one and not that one. That's very interesting, like.
Let's see what's happening there.
Because in the first half, it was Davis, was it? Who did it come off?
Oh, no.
Nah, from that angle, it looks like
he looks
does
like
that.
he pushed his hand towards the ball.
Is that not a bit of protection, though? Is that not a reflex?
That's a penalty.
Is he
all
looking?
day.
He's going to check the monitor,
That's
isn't he?
harsh, I think.
Once they go and check the monitor.
Did you see the angle of that one?
So wait,
He looks like he
Is
moves
he
his arm
supposed
into
to
it.
decapitate
and
his arm there? I'm not
Palestra
sure what he's
down
supposed
there.
to
It looked
do.
like he's
If
done that, you know.
even if his arm...
Oh, look at that ball!
hits it.
Oh,
No, but
I mean, that hits his chest.
but look,
sticks his hand out.
No, his hand's already. He's moving away.
Look. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that one's heavy.
If that's what we're giving as penalties, cut Laurie.
He's still brave.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. I know you're a hater.
You can't.
No, man.
On first
Yeah.
thought,
We're
it
ruining
looks like he moves his hand towards the
ruining
ball.
football.
It's not handball.
Stop it.
No, but Doyle and Fuad, on
He's
first
giving it.
take, it looks like he's
giving
put
it.
his hand
Yeah.
towards the ball.
I
So
agree.
He's giving it.
But he didn't put his hand towards the ball.
No, he didn't.
No, but it looks
Yeah.
like he did.
Yeah, but they're looking at it, so but you can see that he didn't put his
bro,
hand.
it's a
towards the ball.
penalty. It is a penalty.
They're giving it.
This is
how's
where
the-
you kill a game.
So how is that a
completely.
penalty? And
Yeah, bro, that's a bit
Arsenal-
mad. That one, you know, that's
What a tackle.
inconsistency.
I don't
everywhere, then.
understand this, man.
That was bad. That if that one's not given, then that shouldn't be given. That.
And look
lad.
at, and proximity. The proximity don't have.
He's just edited out his hand.
Ericsson will get the blame for that, but I think that's a very, very harsh penalty in my
Do
opinion.
you not think he moved
United-
his hand towards
But
the
you can see
direction?
he didn't. You can see moving it away from
Laurie,
him.
what are you talking
I
about?
know.
I'm sorry. The human body moves around when you move. Surprise. Like, the arm is there. Okay, what is he supposed to do?
And he's moving
Yes.
it. And he's moving it this
Come
way.
on.
He's moving it this
Come
way.
on, what are we
Away
doing?
Yeah,
Right,
that's not
let me
handball.
give you an
Harry
example.
Kane's about to get his first goal in the Champions League for Bayern Munich in his Skechers boots. Let's see how
Did you
this
have
goes.
sketchy boots on?
Yeah.
Yes, lads.
New deal, new money, baby. New boots, new country.
Go ahead, kid.
Here we go.
Never
Harry
miss a
Kane with the
season,
penalty. We know what his record is like. Will he make it goal number 22?
Yeah,
and
does.
he does.
Does.
3-1 Bayern Munich. Harry Kane with his first Champions League goal for Bayern Munich. Is that game over, Neeks?
Yeah, it's game over.
That's that. I find that annoying, man. The game was just getting interesting, 2-1, and now you just kill it with a pointless penalty.
We don't get a penalty at the start of the first half.
Why
This
don't
is
you
They
think
get a
that's
penalty at the start.
I
of the
don't
second
think that's a
half.
penalty because I don't think that's an intentional handball.
It doesn't have to be intentional.
He hasn't.
There we go.
don't-
We have different views of the game.
So again, my reason
Because
why.
for me, there has to be intent, and I'm sorry, I know they've removed the
He hasn't
rules.
intentionally made
They've
himself
ruined
bigger.
the game.
He hasn't made
Doesn't have
intentionally
to be
bigger.
intentional.
And
Like-
but you have to make yourself
Here's the
essentially
thing.
bigger.
Should that have been a penalty in your one there?
What was interesting?
That's
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You're not.
Look, you're a hypocrite.
Zinchenko
You're a
trying to put
hypocrite.
His hands behind his back.
You're a hypocrite. It doesn't matter.
Fuad.
It still hit his hand.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
They're totally different.
Bro.
One man moves his hand away from the ball. The other guy moves
So what
his
does
hand
Ericsson do when he
towards the
retracts his
ball.
arm?
No, but he
What
didn't
does
move
Ericsson
his
do when he
ball.
retracts his arm?
He didn't move it
Hello?
towards the ball.
So for me,
One man moved his hand behind his back away from the ball.
Okay.
The other guy, Doyle, moved his hand towards the ball.
So
Hello?
the way I seen it was the proximity of it. It was like literally his hands there and his head's here, lad. So he's just basically edited his hand, and that can't be given.
And
as a
proximity is
penalty
actually
because
in the law.
that,
Proximity is
for me,
actually in the law.
Proximity-wise, it shouldn't be given. That's why.
I guarantee you, if that's at the other end, Nix is appealing for a penalty. I
No,
guarantee
but
you.
for me, it's not about whether it's a penalty or not. It's about the consistency. You can't. It's just UEFA battle because it's UEFA who's overturned
Just
the referee's
refereeing
decision.
in general, lads.
No, but what I'm saying is, in the same UEFA competition, they haven't sent the referee to the screen for this one, yet they sent him for that one.
All I'm
it's about
saying is,
consistency.
right,
But this is the
if
point.
that one was given as a penalty, if the Arsenal was given a penalty, and this one was given a penalty, I say at least I know
Because-
where you stand with the UEFA laws.
it's-
I don't know.
It's objective, that's why, because you have a different opinion, Laurie has a different opinion, Fuad does and I do. All of us here have different reasons as to why it is or isn't
Oh,
handball,
look.
lad.
Oh, gosh.
So how do you overturn the referee's decision on a subjective call?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the referee said no penalty.
That's the point.
But it's subjective. So how is
that's the reason why it's inconsistent? Because even on this panel right here, we all have different reasons as to why it is or it isn't a handball.
But for me,
I think the Man United one actually isn't a handball, and I do think the Arsenal one actually should have been a handball. And I think because Zinchenko's left his body wide outside, and Eriksen, although his arms are up, the proximity of the kick is so close that you can't get out of the way anyway, lads.
Nothing you can do. But
good save.
But it's because it's subjective, and
all
so
I'm
if
saying
we can't
is,
get it right, and referees
but
definitely aren't going to get it right.
when it's subjective, you stick with the referee's decision on the field, like they did with the Arsenal. The referee didn't give it, and they left it. The referee didn't give it. So how do you overturn it? You have to be conclusive. Say, no, you made an error.
I agree.
He moved his hand towards the ball. He intentionally made himself bigger to stop the ball going past.
But then the argument is, if there's a clear and obvious error, then how are you missing it? And somebody will say that's subjective.
That's clear and obvious.
So it's very difficult to get the same alignment on everything. We'll all have different reasons.
I'm being honest. As soon as I saw that, it looked to me like he'd moved his hand
on the first angle. It did. On the first angle, because I thought so too. The second one, no, it doesn't move. He actually tries to move it out. Yeah.
But you're going back to what you saw first. What about what you saw last? Why did you go what you saw first?
It's all subjective.
That's why I can understand why the penalty was given.
It's really difficult.
You have the benefit of looking at it again.
No, I said from the first time I saw it. Did I not just say that?
I think what there has to be, and there is like this and far, right?
To me, that's a penalty.
There's 3 referees, isn't there? And they all have a vote, so they'll go, who thinks that's handball? And then 2 out of the 3 will say, I think that's handball, or something along them lines. Is that the way it goes in VAR?
I have no idea.
I'm sure that's the way some of the decision making is made. So when it comes to obvious and errors, they'll go, right, was that an obvious error? Yes. Okay, we all think it. If only one of them thinks it, then they don't call it. I'm assuming that's what it is.
I don't know.
I think I've heard something along the lines. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I am, sorry, but I'm thinking that's the way it works.
It's just disappointing because
to take that subjectiveness out of it, that's probably what you need to do. Where it's an overall, yes, this is right. Overall, yeah, no, this is wrong. Because I don't see anybody getting this handball rule right at all anytime soon. I don't understand it. I really don't. Everyone has a different definition of it. Everybody.
Yeah.
So how can we all be aligned on it? How is that going to happen? Referee, committee, FA, UEFA, all of them football boards. Yeah. Make it work, because that's your job, and we give you lots of money for it. So please do it.
It's just disappointing because you get yourself back in the game. It's 2-1. And then you go behind, you go further back.
Having said that though, do you know the beauty of the game, part of it, is wrong decisions. I'm just going to say it.
No, you're right.
It's true.
But when it's referee wrong decisions, I'm comfortable because they're human.
Since
when
football,
you get to look at it 100 times, and still, for me, come with the wrong decision. And even if you take away this decision, you say they got it right. It happens all the time where you're like, you've looked at it so many times and you're still getting it wrong. A referee, for me, a human is allowed to get, and I get it. They are
the margin for
error.
But you're looking
the margin for error is less, but it's still human doing it, and so the margin is still going to be there.
So I'm very comfortable with a referee getting a decision wrong, first time.
Which is why you leave it to subjectiveness on the pitch. But then how do you do that? It's all going round in circles. Yeah. Very difficult to do, lad. Oh. If anyone's got the magic answers on the comments, let us know, because I would like them.
You get back in the game. And then it's just taken away straight away.
We expected it. This was my scoreline right now. Actually, this was my spot on scoreline for this game. So
3-1.
Yeah. So same with yours, lads.
Yeah.
You could see them scoring.
Can I just read this out in answer to Fuad? I mean, I don't like to.
What's this? Is this Arsenal defending?
If you're about to read me some rules,
I feel it's remiss of me
I'm telling
not
you now, I don't care.
If a defending player handles a ball in the penalty box with his arm away from his body, then a penalty will be given, no matter if it's accidental or deliberate.
So,
I agree.
Having just read that, do you think Zinchenko's one should have been given?
No.
See, you're not consistent, Larry. You're not consistent.
Cut his mic, please.
You're not consistent.
Please.
You're being disingenuous, Laurie. You're being very
tired of
disingenuous
this
right now.
I don't think he is. I think he genuinely. I think this is, like I'm saying, it's just subjective. I don't think he is.
He read that out and basically said that Zinchenko's arm wasn't away from his body.
Are you trolling or is this real, lad?
Bro,
trying to give you respect, lad. Trying to be respectful in that.
Super chat. Super chat from S here says, Fuad ruining DR, even as a whole, so disingenuous. Apparently, I'm disingenuous.
What's going on here, lad?
I don't know, man.
It's subjective.
The Arsenal fan base is.
You know what I would say to that?
That's all I'll say.
The customer is always right.
Who's the customer?
That's so cool from you, Laurie. That is so. How can you read that and then still say that's terrible?
No, but the reason why I read that was because let me finish. The reason why I read that was because I needed to get this whole accidental versus deliberate.
I've said I know they changed the rule. I said that I know they changed the rules. I don't agree with that rule change.
Okay.
For me, there has to be intent in it.
But there's even more to the rule.
I don't think that's.
And it becomes, as you said,
it's
it's subjective. Whenever these mistakes happen, sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. It is what it is. But if I'm seeing that one, I just wanted to see how honest he would be in that situation.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, and you just shown. And in fact, you read me the rule and just showed me how dishonest you are.
That's terrible, Laurie.
If the ball touches your hand, it's handball. Was that handball, Laurie? No, it wasn't, lad.
Big up Sarah for the super chat as well.
I love it, Laurie. But that's the point. Subjective. I'm going to keep saying it, lad. Everyone's got their own opinion. I think
with the Zinchenko thing, though, being seriously, there's 2 counts in which you can see what was ruled out. Number 1 was proximity. Number 2, he was clearly trying to put his hand behind his back.
Still out of his body.
He tried to put his hand behind his back and ended up extending it to block the cross. He tried. It's like I tried to go in for a tackle, but I fouled him. So it's not a foul because I tried. What are we doing there? That's
why I think the accidental.
But I would agree with you. I've seen them given.
I've seen that exact kind of one
yesterday.
That's what I thought it would have been given.
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
What was it, Newcastle?
Harry Kane out on the near post and Nana just pulling off a good save there.
You ain't fooling me, mister.
I would love to know what Harry Kane's shot accuracy is over his entire career, because I just feel like the kid hits the target basically 80-90% of the time. It's unbelievable, lad. With rockets as well, not just like it's on target, lad.
Oh, little skirmish here.
Lisandro, would you believe?
Lisandro beating up Harry Kane on the floor all of a sudden.
Why is Harry Kane holding his back on the deck like he's just been bodied?
My ribs. My body.
Against him, he's tiny. He's only dead little.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yo, what's going on? That is abuse.
That's a red card.
Oh, Laurie, please. I'm not even responding.
I don't know why he's...
I'm not even responding.
Assault.
Both of them things were bad. Harry Kane falling on the deck, but also Martinez.
If you did that on the street, you would be arrested.
Yeah, that's fair.
You definitely wouldn't be. You definitely wouldn't
be.
No, definitely not. Well, what for what? ABH?
Yeah. Actual bodily harm.
Hilarious.
We've got a low battery over here.
Arsenal look like they're cruising away. Every time I look at them,
Arsenal are in again. I know.
Who's that? That Reece Nelson?
Kingsley Coleman just coming on now for Bayern Munich. Serge Gnabry making way. Serge Gnabry maybe should have got one, man.
What do you think about Kingsley Coleman?
I think quality player, man.
I think he flatters his teeth as well. I agree.
I think quality player in my eyes. I think in the Bayern system where he kind of is a rotational player, if you like, but then in certain games, I feel like his pace and trickery.
But don't you think
he has got a bit like...
look.
I feel like him and Dembele are very similar.
Same, and I think he just hasn't had...
Him and Dembele. They're very similar in the sense of they're very talented, inconsistent, but I think...
Ability-wise, I think Dembele is clear.
They're inconsistent because they're injury-prone. Literally, like Kingsley Coleman is injured every single season, lad, so he can't get a run of games where he can build that performance.
I know Dembele's injury record more than...
He's definitely got a technical ability to him, without a shadow of a doubt. He adds value to the teams he's in. All the teams that he's in, he adds value to, in my opinion. Kingsley Coleman, definitely.
No, I do think he's a good player. I just think, I think he's a bit...
He's a great option.
Overrated.
He's a great option, lad.
Even this. You tipped it over the bar. Will you catch it?
No, it was moving in the
air.
I know,
bro, it's a knuckleball, lad.
So you push it?
Nah, them knuckleballs are the ones that literally do that to keepers. They're like, I don't know where it's going, lads. That's exactly... It went up and down so quick.
He makes me nervous.
Yeah, I get it, lad.
He makes me nervous.
He's not having his best day because the fact that you're right, he should have tipped it over or at least tipped it diagonally. What he's done is push it right back.
You boys ain't never took a knuckle shot, believe me, because when you have them knuckle shots, ain't no goalkeeper catching a goal. They're just like, oh my, what's happening here, lads?
I hear you. That's what he's good at. The command of the box, where David De Gea doesn't do that. He doesn't come for catches and punches. But
Safe here says Coleman is clear of Dembele, and he says Coleman is Bayern's best winger.
You think so? You think he's better than Sane?
Coleman's boss, lads.
You got Gnabry, you got Sane, you got Coleman.
Not as good as he was a few years ago. Gnabry was
I even like that French youngster, Matthias Tell, to be fair. Yeah. I know he's kind of more of a centre forward as well, but quality little player. They got him on the bench as well. I hope he comes on at some point.
Yeah, but they are similar players.
Oh, big tackle there. Love that.
Kim.
Of course, it's Kim, man. One of the best centre-backs in the world at the moment, in my opinion, Kim.
It's a unit.
Go on, Hoyle.
Absolute unit.
Why did you laugh at that?
No, I didn't. I said careful.
Why?
Because, you know me, I already told you.
Because
About
it's Saliba.
What, Saliba or Kim Min-jae?
Huh?
I'm asking you the question. Saliba or Kim Min-jae?
I told you I wouldn't swap Saliba for anybody else right
I
now.
can tell you ain't watched Kim Min-jae.
He's good. Very, very good.
I think you need to watch Saliba a bit.
But come on, man. Like, I'm telling you, Saliba is top tier.
Oh, okay.
I know Saliba's top tier, but I'm taking Kim Min-jae.
In the moment.
Bruh, Kim Min-jae is
I don't know,
dog.
though.
Do you know what's so crazy as well? Before he went to Fenerbahce, we could have got him for like 5 million. Spurs. We said, nah, we'd rather get Davinson Sanchez, 43 million. Here you go, yeah.
As a Liverpool
Black guy
supporter,
Mohican, come on. We'll have some of that.
it's difficult for me to say him, but just simply because Saliba is just like Van Dijk, lad. So have you got another little Van Dijk in there, lad?
For once, even
great.
the Arsenal chat agrees with me. Kim
he's
is
brilliant.
clear of Saliba. Kim is class.
Yeah.
Kim will take down Saliba.
I think them two in a partnership would be.
Why do you say that?
unbelievable.
Then? What qualities does he have, do you think, that
Experience.
outdoes Saliba? then?
Experience and trophies.
No, I'm not gonna explain to a guy who I know hasn't watched Kim Min-jae.
No, that's what
Have
I'm
you watched?
asking.
Have you watched Kim Min-jae?
Super
Not
robust,
much,
lad.
no.
Super robust.
I'm aware of him,
Very robust.
but I'm asking you to tell me why he's better.
I
good on the
think-
ball. He's a
Do you wanna go?
brilliant centre back, lad. Very traditional.
I don't
lad, but
doubt
good
that.
on the ball. He's good.
I think what you ask for a modern day centre back in terms of, and I think Saliba does it as well. But I think Saliba, it's one incredible season in the Premier League. I think the year before in the French league he was great as well. Kim Min-jae just won the title with Napoli last year.
There's one difference
He's gone
between the
into the Bayern Munich team, settled, no problemo as well. And I'm not saying like there's a massive difference between them.
most centre-backs
But I'm
settling
looking at Kim
Bayern
Min-jae
team.
and I'm like, there is no holes in your game. Even the passing ability, I think people sleep on. I think right foot, left foot, he's got both. I actually don't even know what foot he is at this point. Heading ability, strength, like reading of the game. I just think, and I always think when you're able to make the teammates around you better, the way he's coming immediately, and I said Upamecano now looks way better. I think today Upamecano's actually man of the match in my opinion. The way he's been shutting down everything. But for me, that's what I'm looking at Kim Min-jae. Saliba, I'm not even disputing it. All those things tick for him as well. But it's still raw. And I think Saliba potentially could even be one of the best.
He could be better, yeah.
No doubt about it. But right now, I'm picking Kim Min-jae.
And there's one big difference between the two, though, which is what I think Saliba, he's fancy, definitely is, but that crunching tackle, that one where you want your defender to run into that man, Kim's got it, lad. He will literally take a man out.
I feel like Saliba's more of the Van Dijk mold.
Yeah,
where
yeah. I'm going to let you have the space.
Yeah.
You're going to run into me.
I know physically I can beat you, whether that's 50-50 strength, whether that's for pace, I'm going to beat you. So I'm going to just jockey you the whole way, and I'm only going to challenge you at the very last moment. Yeah.
And I'm going to win it.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
but I like my dogs.
Yes, exactly.
You know me.
He's a
You know
dog
how
lad.
I like my defenders.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm taking a Kim Min-jae personally.
And you seen it actually just about 2 minutes ago when he came in for that crunching tackle. I don't think I've actually seen much of that.
Time, by the way.
Say that again. Oh, yeah.
Ericsson should have been off a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually seen that from Saliba. That's the one part of his game that I'd like to see, because Van Dijk does have that. He does have that. I'm going to run into you. I'm going to push you over. And
I know he does have that, bro.
Saliba only, for me, needs a little bit more of it. That he definitely does.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I want to see from him. But other than that, lads, there's not much weakness in Saliba's game at all. Just need to get some trophies behind
If
him.
he needs to get down and dirty, he can do that, bro. Trust me. I've seen him.
Past that there, man.
Because that's what you want from your centre-backs, isn't it? You want them to do that.
That goal, that 3-1.
Oh, look who's coming on, lads.
He just killed the game.
Smith
Yes,
Rosen.
and Fabio Vieira coming on for Arsenal. Double change being made in the 66th minute.
I love the way it's this assistant doing. He's like, I'm not speaking to Mikel, lad, who doesn't play me.
Oh, you wouldn't, would you? Getting as many minutes as he is.
Did he play at all last season? He played about 3 games, didn't he? Emile Smith-Rowe. Poor lad.
He's been used very sparingly.
Wasn't he injured?
But that's the point.
For
Ruthlessness again, lads. He's not, like, in my opinion, he's never getting back into the Arsenal side. He isn't. It's too good. The lads that are playing ahead of you are too good, lads.
And loss of form and tiredness.
If he's happy to stay there for depth, which he's not, he won't be happy to stay there, lad. He was one of your promising talents. He wants to go out and play every game.
But he's also through and through, so he's not going to want to leave yet.
It's not going to be easy for him, but he'll definitely leave. We've seen it all before, lad.
Oh, look.
Bayern Munich on the counter-attack here.
Mason Mount plays for Man United.
Leroy Sané on the left.
Yeah.
Sane's been enjoying himself today, hasn't he? He's just strolling around now.
Yeah.
So of course it didn't work out for my man's money, you know.
He kind of left City under a bit of a cloud, didn't he? There's all this speculation.
He wanted to go the year before he actually did go. It's only because he got injured that he stayed for that season. But yeah, him and Pep kind of fell out.
But there was
Him and Pep fell out.
rumours of indiscipline and, dare I say it, substance abuse.
I don't know about.
I heard that. I'm not saying it's true. Allegedly, and then
Breaking
falling out
news?
with Pep. No, did you not hear that?
No, and I heard about falling out.
And I
with Pep, but didn't hear
stress
about the-
allegedly.
I didn't
Stress
hear about the other
allegedly.
stuff. No. But no, I knew that he wanted to leave a while before it kind of.
Kyle Saka being rested, coming off for Fabio Vieira there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, this game was over at 3-0, to be honest.
Yeah, with that arrow lads just went, yeah, game over now. And he's doing the right thing by that.
It's nice to see Smith Rowe. I
just
did
come on
say,
for United as well.
I did say at half time I'd like to see both Smith Rowe and Reece Nelson get some minutes. At least Smith Rowe's getting some.
Now that's a lad that can stay there. Reece Nelson, he's a club player. He can stay there. He'll be on the bench and he'll be happy to do so, and he'll add value.
Since he was about 8-9 years old.
I just don't see how Emile Smith Rowe is any. He's not better than any of your midfielders at all. I don't.
Better than Havertz?
Oh, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. With injuries, loss of form, and things like that.
Even so, though, I don't think he'll.
Game time.
I don't think he'll deliver the level that you expect anymore. Though I just don't think he's got that in his game.
No, but
lad.
remember when he burst on the scene, him and Saka?
He was alright, lads.
Yeah,
he was alright.
It was a bit overhyped, didn't it? He had a good run.
He was alright.
You lot gave him the number 10 and everything.
Yeah, all of that.
I don't think you mentioning the word overhyped.
I can say what I want, Laurie.
Somehow-
I can say he was overhyped.
Yeah, he's Havertz now, lads. Havertz, what? Oh, he stopped.
I think Nick's talking about players being overhyped is a little bit incongruous, really.
It was overhyped.
I don't think that's a word you should be using.
But if anyone knows overhyped, I do as a Man United fan, innit?
He's going to score now that I've just said all this, isn't he? Bet he comes on and scores.
Nah.
Like, that's the man.
Oh, what a goal!
Nil.
I thought he'd taken an extra
Game,
touch.
set and match. Odegaard
You know how many
leading
times
the
he's
way.
done that?
I know, I was about to say, that's his trademark goal.
That is
lads.
his trademark goal.
He does it every time, lad.
Manoeuvring
Feint
it onto the
on
left foot.
Boom, bottom corner, lads.
And
Does
it's
it so
noticeable
much.
that Fuad next to me has gone extremely quiet. And I know why.
I literally just said Odegaard leading the way. What?
Nah, Lottie's getting some
Let-
promo in.
Ah,
Getting some promo in for the game on there, you know what I mean?
You're selective here, and I like this. Go on, get it off. What are you
I'm
gonna
a good reader of body language. And I saw you for a minute there. You were like,
say? Yeah.
as if to say, geez, man.
I literally screamed 4-0.
I don't know why you get called right. What,
No, but after that,
what does he, when you go and see
bro.
your uncle, what does he do? He winds you up and that, doesn't he? As a joke with you, lads.
There's a clip that I think DR actually dropped on the socials right before we went live where I'm saying Arsenal could potentially do a deep run of the Champions League. Like, I'm being portrayed nastily here. Like, he's writing notes down.
no, I'm writing notes down. Because
I'm writing to Robbie Allow. See Fuad, no more hosting.
But you know how many times I've seen Odegaard do that over the last 2 seasons?
He's brilliant.
He's done that.
Absolutely phenomenal.
I think last season that was the biggest kind of addition to his game was the goals. We always knew the creativity and he was able to
We saw that from when he was
pull the
15 years
strings.
old,
Yeah.
we were discussing in one of
strings.
the AFTV shows the other day that there was a time, remember when we had him on loan and then that season ended and some people were not too fussed about having him back. In fact, a lot of the Arsenal fans were speculating that we should go for Maddison.
Yep.
Who, by the way, I think has been an excellent signing for Spurs.
Signing of the season?
Wasn't Buendia?
One off.
Wasn't Buendia also linked? That
Yeah,
same
yeah, he
summer?
was.
Yeah.
I remember.
Odegaard right now is my favourite player for Arsenal, without a doubt. He's the best to watch on the team. Saka's your best player.
He's probably been
Saka's
the player
your
of the
best player.
season so far, isn't he?
He is phenomenal to watch. He's beautiful,
Yeah.
lad. I don't know
And
what
I
it
tell
is.
you
His
what's
technique is
underrated
so
about
pure.
Odegaard as well, his leadership qualities. Like I've been to a couple of games and I've seen the way he communicates with the rest of the
What
team.
I love about him,
He drives us up the pitch. He's always one of the first.
Do you reckon there's ever a time where Rice maybe takes over the armband?
I do think that, yeah. But for now, as they say, possession is 9/10 of the law. We're about to see a shot here from Bayern. Oh, he squandered that.
Are you thinking he'll take? Because how old is Odegaard? He's young.
Yeah,
They're both young,
No,
but
Odegaard's like
As long as
26.
so as long as they're both there, you're not really going to move the armband.
That's
from
what I'm
Odegaard.
curious
no, not for now, not for now. But
wouldn't.
long term, you would
No,
have thought that
but
Declan
Odegaard
Rice.
should be long term. He should be here for like as good as he is. He should be here for the next decade.
do you know what I love about
He's that good.
Decade is a bit long, and most players
Why not?
don't.
He's
Really.
already
6
been to Real
years.
Madrid.
Six
He's already
years.
been to Real Madrid. Where's he going to go? Man City.
Football's a crazy place.
I hear you.
Redemption,
Saudi.
maybe? Go and get my
The
redemption
reason
at
why he's
Madrid.
so good, right?
Yeah, if he's good enough, Real Madrid.
Put it
definitely
this way.
back
Put it
into
this way. If you had a situation where Odegaard wasn't in the side, then the captain's are either going to be Jesus or Declan Rice.
Jesus.
The reason why I say Jesus is because
he shouldn't have
he's
it.
captained the teams on previous occasions.
But
certainly Declan Rice.
Odegaard's your best leader without a doubt, and also
Odegaard, Gabriel, Rice, man.
even Saliba.
Is Zinchenko Ukraine captain? I'm not sure.
Jesus has captained the team before, though. That's why I'm saying that.
I don't know.
He's
I
one of
don't
the
like.
senior
I don't know
players.
if I'd have Jesus in
At
the
Arsenal, we have
captain-
this thing about senior players and leadership.
I get it.
Senior hype, man. So what? Jorginho.
Jesus is definitely.
Oh
one
yeah, I
of
forgot about
Jorginho,
Jorginho. What happened to that guy? Is he injured or something?
yeah, but Jorginho doesn't play. Oh, look at this. Oh, he missed the run. He missed the run. That's poor football.
The reason why I think Odegaard's so good is because he's only a little lad as well. He's not a big built lad, and he's playing in the Premier League. This is a very, very physical league. Yeah. But he manages to navigate that middle of the park like a little magician. Similar to what... No, they're not similar players at all. But, you know, Mahrez didn't have that physicality, but had the technical ability and positioning to know exactly where to be on the pitch to be effective, lad. And he does it.
Oh, look at that ball. This is...
And then...
Look at that.
And then... Don't waste it now. Don't waste it now. Better finish.
He gave it to Havertz, already wasted.
Just not happening for Havertz at the moment.
You just need to goal and then see what happens after that.
Has he not scored?
You reckon a goal is what is gonna jump start the Arsenal career for him?
In terms of his ball playing, he'll have more confidence, right? Because he doesn't think he's crap because everyone's telling him so. And a goal definitely helps towards that. To be honest with you though, goals has never been his game, ever.
Chance for Bayern. Good tackle.
Harry Kane.
I can see Bayern scoring again before this game's over.
Yeah, they're threatening here, just on the edge.
I love this kid as
and
well.
would 4-1 flatter them if they did? I don't think it would.
Not.
They've been absolutely dominant in the second half.
Yeah.
Apart from that little flurry you guys had off.
When you pay the ref. What can you do, man? That's a home.
You sounded like Ty for a
Didn't Fergie have a famous thing called Fergie time, lad, where you literally had referees favouring you for literally like 15 years? So you take the rough with the smooth, lad. Enjoy it, bro.
No, I don't.
Because we all have to enjoy it.
I don't take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I just want smooth.
I think the one thing you can say about this game, though, is and I'm being honest now. I'm not clowning.
So you were clowning earlier? Just to confirm, what are you clowning?
No. What I would say is, if you're a United fan, you did not expect to come away from this game with anything but a defeat.
100%.
So at the end of the day, as long as you don't get absolutely smoked, then you'll take it, innit?
I said it from now.
Oh, look, here we go.
And this is.
Great save by Onana.
This is right. Do you know, genuinely, the Liverpool side that are playing in the Premier League right now, it's not the best team we've ever had, but it's definitely do better than your team right now in this Champions League.
It is, but you didn't
I really think it would, but we
but
never qualified, lad.
That's your problem.
And it's so painful
That was a very good save,
the English team.
Yeah, but you
would
would free ball in the back end earlier, so I'm not like it's too late now.
It is.
It's something like too late now to say sorry. Sorry.
Now, like, and Declan Rice subbed off
for British football in the Champions League.
No, you're not, lads. Man City are.
Oh, please.
Oh yeah,
Bloody lads.
won as well.
You haven't even won the Champions carrying a flag. I would never give you the flag to carry.
Our margin of victory is.
I would never give
We've had the best result. We've had the best result.
I love
Stop
this
it,
man.
man.
Sick man, lad.
You are a sick man, Laurie.
Have we not had the best result?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So we're flying the flag.
I think we've had the best result. Only 2 goals down. What are you lot talking about?
I forgot about City. Yes, they did beat Red Star.
The reigning champions, you mean you forgot about them, lads?
Laurie's shaming us, you know. Laurie is so shaming us.
Chip Moting, I'm sure that went off there.
I was saying, man,
I thought, yo.
Didn't see it, bro.
Lionel right there, 2 feet away.
Oh my God.
Talk about Alphonso Davies is a bad defender, though. You know, that's massive.
Yeah, he should have given away a penalty in the first 5 minutes.
Nah.
Ooh, here we go. Final one.
Oh my.
One more.
Football.
Is it there?
Football. Did you see that little flick from Harry Kane? Did you see that, lads?
This is what he does.
Bro.
This is what he does, man.
When he's playing with, look at this. What's this? It's a deflection.
Hey, we didn't see that.
I thought he.
Hey,
we saw it. We saw it.
Hey, listen, that's that European flair.
Yeah. I know this is gonna happen, so I'm gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's Leroy Sané looks like he's going to be man of the match, though, wouldn't you say so?
Wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. He's dominated in the attacking thirds of Bayern Munich.
He looks like he's genuine.
Once again, man.
Solid.
This guy's, for me, listen, everything United have tried, they ain't tried much, but he's ate up Højlund and Rashford today. Give him it! Let's go!
He deserved that
He
ball.
deserved that. You know when a centre-back bursts forward like that? Give it to him, man. Now you got to do the 70-yard trek running back.
It doesn't Bruno's face just do your head in, lad. He's a great player. He's a great player, but you mean nothing, lad.
You see, that is a man that should have left United several seasons ago.
Martial.
We tried to.
I think he knows that himself.
We sent him on loan to Sevilla.
Oh yeah.
And they sent him back.
Did he win a trophy? Did he win a trophy?
No, he had Ronaldo give him an incoming speech on a teleprompter saying, "Welcome to Sevilla, R9." Yeah, randomly at Sevilla. He'd never played for Sevilla before as well. But imagine you get a message from Ronaldo saying good luck and then you only go on to score 1 goal.
Why did they get a message from Ronaldo?
I have no clue.
I remember what happened.
They you know, what's it? The cameo things? You can pay someone to send you.
It's my balls, lads. It's my ones, yeah, I'll pay for it, lad.
Yeah, you will.
Just for the announcement, why not?
He should have been gone ages ago. But that goes back to even the Jose. I'll give you an example. Jose wanted both Pogba and Martial gone. At the time, most Man United fans, including myself, was like, I'd rather them work it out. I don't want to go, rather than work it out. But the problem that the owners and the board, whoever, generally it's the owners who made the last decision, they backed the players over the manager. So they got rid of Jose instead of getting rid of Pogba and Martial. Once you do that,
culture.
Yeah, you lose it. You lose. Well, the players run the dressing room after that,
which changes the culture.
Exactly.
Which is why Jadon Sancho can feel comfortable to
say what he said because as far as he's concerned, well, you're going to be gone before me.
Yeah.
Because every other manager before you have gone before the player in question. If Man United are to come back in the near future, go on. You have to back the manager. Even if the results aren't good, you can't allow Sancho or any player to win. Even if you say the manager has to go because of the results, you get rid of the manager and you get rid of Sancho in January because of what he's done. Because it's just going to be a recurring cycle. The players aren't happy. Some players throw a hissy fit because they're not playing. Results go down, you get rid of the manager. That's never going to work. You have to always... Cancelo was a brilliant player for Man City. Something happened mid-season. Pep didn't want him. He's gone. And life goes on.
To be fair, though, Pep has the luxury to do that. Pep has a luxury
because he has the owners whose main choice is to win. Their main goal is win at all cost. And when you've got
good save. He's actually saving his best form of the game. 3 goals.
Once the game is done.
Because he knows it's done now, lad, so he's like, it doesn't matter for me.
No pressure anymore. No pressure anymore.
A bit like what Arsenal used to do at the end of the seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see if you're saying... Let's see if you're saying...
Oh, sorry, yeah, still do.
Let's see if you're saying that on Sunday.
Listen, gotta get my jokes off while I can.
Because I get the distinct impression that won't be so.
Listen.
Oh, look, here we go.
I haven't said anything
Could be
about
5.
Kane, but
5. Oh, Smith Rowe.
Garnacho just at the back post, missing one there as well.
Yeah, for me, you have to just.
Have you seen the Garnacho tattoo on his arm that I noticed this morning? It's got the whole prison break.
Who, Garnacho?
Yeah. And he's
what's that actual series?
You know the actual TV series?
Yeah.
He's got Lincoln Burrows. He's got Michael Schofield. And guess who else?
Teabag. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Garnacho actually has Teabag on his right bicep. I said, damn, bro.
I mean, what kind of message are you trying to give with that? Like, listen, Teabag is the coldest character in Prison Break.
It's funny.
But to have that tattoo, like, what are you trying to say? You're like your hero or something?
I don't know. Like, what
didn't understand.
You say that.
Sucre, maybe. You know, those other characters where I'm like, yo, come on.
You say that. But you're talking about a man who has openly said that he enjoys hurting people on the football pitch.
Garnacho.
Oh, was it Garnacho or
Garnacho?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said
he's got Lisandro agenda already going. Of course he has. Hey, listen, man, right?
He goes no time.
I thought you said Lisandro.
We need to double check his notes next time.
Lisandro, I thought he was talking about.
He's like on the 85th minute troll Fuad.
But Lisandro did actually say that, by the way.
Yeah. I agree with him. I'm of the same mentality and mindset. You've seen me play.
Yeah.
I'm of the same. Once we cross the white line, I'm not your friend.
Choose it, lad.
Don't try and shake my hand, because
should have taken up combat sport.
I probably should have, with my long limbs and reach as well.
You would have done well. I've seen you play as well, by the way, and you are actually telling the truth.
I know.
I've seen you play.
I think that you should always go into a game prepared to have a battle, but I'd never intentionally hurt somebody.
Yes, I agree. Like, for me, if you're playing on my team, you must be willing to die on the pitch.
Yeah, I want you to put your body on the line, but also don't try and kill somebody, bro. Like, don't do that stuff. You can take a man out, though. That doesn't mean if someone's through on goal, bro, just give him a little kick. Just it won't hurt him, lads. Just take him out.
It should never cross the line of
not trying to injure
football.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's still got to be football within the laws.
Like them 2 footers and that, lad. That's just ridiculous.
No, I agree. And in fact, as I'm sure we've all played,
but I'm all for like a physical good battle.
Fair challenge,
do you know
lads.
what I loved? Yeah, in Syria, I don't know if people remember, maybe like a decade ago, there was a Napoli versus Juve game, and it was Chiellini versus Cavani. And if you watched what those two did for 90 minutes straight, it was, I think Cavani even scored, I think Bonucci got one as well. But it was a back and forth all game, and at the end of the game,
come on, that's like
hands, swap shirts,
you was hard,
real men.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Leave
a
it on the
fair
pitch.
competition, a good physical battle, and at the end of it, we can all shake hands and walk away.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
love
point.
that.
Yeah.
No one ain't going down feigning injury and all that kind of.
I want my competitiveness and my teammates' competitiveness to be displayed on the pitch. That's why we play the game, lad. Otherwise, what are you here for? That's simple as that, lad.
Surprising results elsewhere in Europe today as well. Inter Milan just equalising right now, as I was about to mention their scoreline. 1-1 versus Real Sociedad away today. Benfica are 2-0 down at home versus Salzburg, down to 10 men as well. So that Antonio Silva red card really cost them.
Sane's been subbed. For me, he's man of the match today.
Matthias Tell coming on. Yeah, he's had a brilliant game today. Sevilla drawing 1-1 with Lens. Napoli beating Braga 1-0 away as well. And Arsenal, of course, winning 4-0 at home. First game back in the Champions League. Harry Kane getting subbed off there as well.
Would you say,
Thomas Muller coming on?
Answer this honestly now, that the Arsenal performance is the performance so far of game 1 of the Champions League?
Newcastle away at AC Milan.
Oh, come on, stop it.
I thought that Newcastle performance was pretty decent. First European game in 20 years, away from home at the sanctuary that is the San Siro. Listen, Inter Milan beat them 5-1 there on the weekend. So you thought you was going to get a big rip-roaring AC Milan, and Newcastle contained them and bottled them and kept them quiet. So if you're asking my personal pick of the English teams, I would go Man City.
It's the best one, but also you got to look at the opposition as well. So,
Ooh. United going to leave with something here. Too little, too late. Oh my God! Scrambling in the box, and it's 3-2.
Casemiro
once again popping up in the box and poking through.
He
something into the bottom corner,
And then just put
just kick it, lads.
You know what though? You know what I'm going to say now, don't you?
7 minutes left. There's still something to play for.
No, what I'm going to say is 3-2 in the cold light of day looks better than. In other words, what I'm saying, if it stays this way,
it's not bad.
That's flattered to deceive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was not a 3-2 game.
Listen. You go away to the Allianz Arena. We spoke about the start of the game.
He actually fell over the ball.
Yeah, he did. We talk about, to win the Champions League, you'd be lucky.
Fair play, though.
You're playing a historic team with world-class players, and we're in bad form.
That's poor,
man. We're always good. If we're going to get anything out of the game, we were never going to be a dominant side. We weren't going to go there and bust them. We're going to have to get lucky.
Listen.
Is it a 3-2 game?
If it's 3-2. I can't answer that more than it's 3-2. Therefore, it's a 3-2 game.
Okay.
Can United sneak something late on here?
You take good, you get.
You got a minute. You got a minute of normal time left, and I'm sure some additional time will be added on as well. Yes.
No, that's Tottenham. We don't need 12 minutes.
You got that 13 against us.
Oh, okay. We don't need that, man. To beat Sheffield United. Them man were carrying on like they won the Champions League after that game. Did you see it?
Oh, a bit like you lot did with Bournemouth last year. Yeah. Do you remember that? How did that turn out in the league for you? Yeah. Do you remember Fulham as well? Yeah, like I said.
Sheffield United.
Yeah, we ain't forget those as well. Yeah. Don't throw stones from glass houses, Laurie. Yeah, we ain't forget as well.
The North remembers.
Yeah, the North remembers, bro. Acting like they're above that, man. Doing up post changing rooms, 30-man celebrations. Well, we all remember that. Don't act like you're above it.
It was a good win, though. I was thinking,
it's a good win.
I was actually thinking.
Put Frost in give this one. Give this one.
Ooh.
No, even Martial's not appealing.
You can't do that, can you?
Martial's didn't even appeal for it.
Can you?
He played on and then he got fouled. Yeah.
Martial didn't even appeal,
You've got to
bro.
go back to when you.
Oh, look, here we go. 5.
No, you don't.
Original
If you
foul,
play
yeah.
advantage and then you get fouled in that.
So there's the original foul
And then
on
I don't think so,
Garnacho.
lad. You know, honestly, I think you have to go back.
Let's
to
do
the
this.
Garnacho one.
Say he went to the penalty box and got fouled.
Martial
You give a
didn't even
penalty, you give a
appeal.
free kick. You actually have to give a penalty.
Yeah.
But I feel maybe he just didn't see the Martial one as a penalty.
If they get a goal
Bruno
now.
with a dangerous free kick here.
Only 4 minutes? The VAR check took about 4 minutes. To hell. Oh, come on. This is just Allianz.
Ooh.
Where's
Upamecano gets
everyone?
it clear, easy. Casemiro heads it back in.
So this is what's going to let Bayern Munich down this season, by the looks of it. The Champions League, the league goals, too many.
Yeah,
They need
yeah.
Neuer back immediately.
Yeah, Sven alright could have done better
look
on
at
both
this.
of them, you feel like, as well.
Choupo-Moting looking like prime-time Thierry Henry there for a minute.
Whoa.
Looking like.
Big compliment from
Looking
you there.
like.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, that's a
You
poor
didn't- you
pass.
didn't need
One
to go-
more, and he's through on
And they're
goal.
And they got players up.
Matthias Tell, what can
Can
you
he
do?
pick out the right pass?
Yes, he
can.
can.
Oh, look, they got
The
another
post
chance.
stops it from being 4-2.
2 times they've hit the
Wow.
post. They've hit the post twice now.
Oh, that looks like it's worth it. Oh, Kimmich.
Go on. Kimmich! Matthias Tell! Wow! Game, set, and match. And I'll tell you about this kid when he was on bench.
Order has been restored.
Yes.
As I said, 3-2 was
Now
a
this
proper
looks
reflection. That's
Every time you've scored, they've replied.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful ball
even
from
you got
Kimmich, by
to
the way.
agree that was a great goal.
That was a lovely clip in from
No?
Kimmich.
What a pass and what a finish, honestly. Onana will be disappointed at that because that felt like it was straight down him and a little bit towards the roof, I know. But I felt like he could have done better on that.
I'm not gonna blame Milano for that. I can't blame him.
No, you can't blame
Not when I see the
Milano
first.
Bro, look at this ball. This
Look
is
at this
lovely.
pass. though.
Kimmich,
Look at this.
Kimmich.
Here you go, lads. Little clip.
Took
Oh.
it down. Oh.
Yeah.
No,
I
can't be blamed for that. You can't be
Let's
blamed.
see that one again. Let me see.
That's just a great touch and then a great
Yeah.
finish as well.
Yeah, no, you can't blame for that. Close.
And what about the
Clip
assist, though?
passes. Yeah, I love them. They're clippers,
assist.
lad. When you clip them in, they're like the most
like-
gracious thing you can do, lad. Because it's like, I'm not even going to put pace on this, lad. I'm just going to put it right there for you, mate.
And
Okay.
you know,
It's twice now. You get back in the game, one goal from it.
yeah, but did
and
you?
then- Well, of course we got.
Nah, this is what
You weren't in it,
this
really.
represents the game better.
What I'm
They've hit the
saying,
post
though,
twice as well, lads.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying we deserved it either. I'm saying
yeah.
when you get a goal, you don't just give it away. You say, okay, we got something. Let's try it. You get twice.
But it wasn't.
given
It
away.
wasn't a goal
Yeah.
that you really deserved, was it? A bit of a jammy, you know.
I'm the
Make
point
the
I'm making
scoreline
is-
look a bit
No,
better.
but the point I'm making is twice in the game.
Yeah.
You go 2-1 and you give away the goal.
It just
Of course,
doesn't
it was
reflect the
unlucky.
performance of each
And
side
then-
for it to be 3-2.
Or was it a case of Bayern just said, nah, man, I'm not letting you get away with this?
No, I don't
We'll go
think it
straight
was.
back down there.
Because-
Oh, look at this.
What the hell was that from Martinez?
Yeah.
Did anyone just see that? What the hell?
Tornado Tasmanian devil.
What the hell?
Oh.
Meanwhile, back at the Emirates, we're closing in on a 4-0 win at home. against,
FOTY
The
says
smugness in
Bayern
this
said,
man's
allow
voice, I
it,
love it.
man.
Do you know what you remind me of
Says
me?
Gene Peter Shields. Nah, go for it.
He reminds me of me when Liverpool are good, lad. You just can't. There's nothing that anyone can say to you or anyone can do when your team's good, lad. You're just like, yeah, do what you want, bro. Look at him. He's like, hey, by the way, everyone, it's 4-0 to Arsenal and that. Isn't Emirates the best ground you've ever seen? David Raya, lad, best goalkeeper in the world.
It's still raining.
Yeah.
It's still raining out there.
I can hear that outside, even in the studio, lad.
You know the other thing about Bayern getting that fourth goal as well, it stops people like my guy Neeks from talking about the penalty and saying, oh, if we'd have got the penalty.
Nope. They ain't gonna stop me from
You
anything.
know what I mean?
Another dangerous free kick in
'Cause
a
that 0-0,
dangerous area, though.
You take the lead, it's a different game.
Can he make it 4-3? Make it look a bit more respectable, Man United?
But as I said at half time, when you throw in goals like you do, you deserve to be losing.
Yeah.
It's not what to blame. Like it was an individual error. You threw in the goal.
It was.
You made a mistake. Like if someone misses a penalty in the last minute, can't blame anyone. You missed the penalty. You had the opportunity. You did it.
Yeah.
So I can't blame anyone. You missed.
Are you messing?
Yeah. Bruno on the edge here. Oh my God! And they do make it a little bit more respectable. But it's 4-3.
But this is why
Man United.
This is why it's disappointing.
Being dramatic.
You get a goal.
So now we're going to start hearing about.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
This Ulrich is not good enough, lad. He's not good enough.
Yeah, he's dead. But this is the point I'm making. You go 2-1. Of course, for me, what was that? Was that straight in or was that Casemiro? Oh, Casemiro header.
Okay, fair play.
Yeah. To be fair,
I thought it was just went straight.
I thought it went straight in.
So he scored 2 now then.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. When you go 2-1, again, for me the penalty was harsh, but you're supposed to protect. You say, all right, we got one. Let's not give it. We're still in the game. We got an opportunity. Let's try and make it.
Can't believe it.
3-1 down. Then you get lucky. You get 3-2. You say, all right, what for now?
Is it being checked?
Offside.
Chat can't believe it. Jean-Pierre Shield says, "What is this game?" Marvin says, "What is this game?" Lima has been so poor.
Bayern take the foot off the gas.
That's
what
Darren Fearon just said that. He says Bayern's defense is shocking.
But
Neo Molpane says Bayern are meaty.
Undeserved, you're 3-2. Surely you're like, guys, we got an opportunity to get a result with. You go give away a goal straight away. Like the mentality of these players is probably the most frustrating thing right now. More than anything else.
Game over. 4 was that? Did they give that in the end?
4-3, lads.
4-3 they gave that, and then in the Arsenal game, I'm sure you'll be a lot happy with that. 4-0 clean sheet.
Man, I'm over the moon with that result.
What are our final thoughts on that one, Neeks? Of course.
Could have been worse. No, honest. I wasn't expecting.
Should have been worse.
Right. Thanks, Neeks. Next, Laurie. Any thought? Give me a second. Laurie's on my neck. No, so listen. It could have been worse. I expected it to be worse. As I said, when I predict Man United to draw, that means I think we're going to lose because I like to back my team. But you can't go to the Allianz in the form that we're in expecting to get a result, and we didn't get a result. The scoreline, 100%, it flatters us. But I'd rather it flatter us than walk out and say, oh, we got 5-0 and we deserve to lose 5-0. Nah, I'd rather walk out losing 4-3 knowing that we should have lost 4-1. It is what it is.
What have you made of that? First game back in Europe, 4-0 clean sheet. Rainy day at the Emirates.
Brilliant performance. 4 goals, none conceded. And listen, man, I think we played some really good stuff tonight. Really good. Okay, I'll be honest and say the opposition weren't the strongest. Mm-hmm. But you got to do what you got to do. You can only beat what's in front of you. And we did that very, very well tonight. So, yeah, I'll take that all day long.
And the way the results look all around today, it's 2-2 Galatasaray Copenhagen. So in that group, Bayern top the group, winning 4-3 against United. Arsenal 4-0 against PSV, and Sevilla and Lens in the other side of the group drawing 1-1. Madrid winning 1-0 today. Braga losing 2-1 at home to Napoli. Benfica, the game is still ongoing, but losing at home 2-0 to RB Salzburg, which is quite a surprising result. But Inter Milan and Real Sociedad drawing 1-1. Quite a lot of goals in today's kind of game. You happy with what you've seen as a neutral?
That's what you want, lad, yeah? I mean, I know, yeah, as a neutral. But me and you both for them. Me and you both for them. Yeah, everyone likes to see. This is why we love the Champions League, bro. It brings the best quality football teams together, and you get to see 4-3s in games that you would never otherwise see, lad. So yeah, happy with it, of course. I'll get home tonight, have my cup of tea, lad, and watch all the Champions League highlights.
I would say this about United, right? I have been, we've been going back and forth and clowning and all that stuff. But you know what I would say? They kept going till the end. They didn't spew it. So you've got to give them credit for that.
No, for sure.
We're playing Burnley away next. Like, surely.
Does this give you a little bit of confidence just going into that game and thinking, do you know what? All right, maybe the performance wasn't as great, but we can pop up with a few goals here and there where we were kind of struggling for that?
I hope so. I can only say I hope so because you said if the performance was there but the result wasn't, you say, you build on that. Mm-hmm. I guess the only thing we can build on here is the resilience, you said. Where we could have fought at 2-0, as the chats were saying and a lot of probably social media saying, we're looking at a 5-1. Arsenal fans probably begging for that 5-1.
Yeah.
Spurs fans begging for a 7-2, was it? Mm-hmm. 7. They're begging for it. They need this battering. And for one reason or another, Bayern's bad finishing at times. They hit the post a few times. And the resilience of Man United to keep going. You hope they can take that resilience to say, all right, we've had a bad start to the season. But it's 5 games.
But don't get it twisted. It wasn't a 4-3 game. But what I'm saying is,
I know what
I'll give you credit for carrying on to the end.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what we can. That's the only thing we can build on from this game. It's not the performance, but it's the fact that it could have been much worse than it was, and we came out of it to say, you know what? All right, there's 5 games into the season, 33 games in the Premier League. It's far from over. We're still in all the competitions. Let's try and get some results.
Okay.
Yeah.
North London derby now coming up next weekend. How are you feeling after that kind of result?
As you would imagine, I'm full of confidence. And so you can see the players, you saw it. After the game, everyone's high-fiving, smiling. It's all good. And of course, importantly, we're at home. But you know what? I'm not just saying this because you're next to me. I don't underestimate Tottenham because they've made a very good start. Ange has done a good job. I'm not underestimating the size of the task. It will be difficult, but I'm also expecting the way we're playing right now, the way the vibes are, I'm confident we can win.
I think it might, personally, I think it might be the best North London derby in a while. In terms of like quality-wise, I feel like the past couple of years, it's been good games, but because both teams are kind of just bad or having bad moments.
We've actually got a very good record
now you
against
have
you guys.
two, but like at home, I think both of our records are kind of the same. It's like we beat you at our ground, you beat us at your ground. So I'm looking to see who is going to be kind of the first one to kind of break that. I think you guys last year, actually, if I'm not mistaken, beat us at our ground, wasn't it? Yeah. So it was kind of the first time that hoodoo had kind of been broken. But I feel like now with Ange coming in, I'm wondering...
Big Ange?
Big Ange. Yes, I like that correction. But I feel like, can he come in and just not make this a disgraceful game? That's all I want. Leave here with a respectable kind of performance.
It'll be a good game.
It looks like we're playing in a derby, because a lot of the times when we have lost to Arsenal, whether it's 3, it's been kind of within the first 20 or 30 minutes, the game has kind of gone from us, and it's all been kind of
to swallow up Spurs.
It's kind of all self-inflicted issues as well. Whether it's Adebayor getting sent off, whether it's Matt Doherty giving goals away, Sanchez. But I just hope this time we can kind of look at it and say, do you know what? I think today, the only thing that concerns me is the fact that you haven't been performing, I feel like, at your best. But in a game like this, is just
today it looked like we were approaching.
Let's flex our muscles a little bit. Coming back to the Champions League as well.
Conference League performance. Conference League opposition. Spurs. I know.
No. But you got to understand. They've heard the music now. It's sunk in a little bit. You know what I mean?
But they're gonna put
Saka's got his first Champions League goal. He's 1-1. His Champions League record right now.
No, but
so,
he's 1-1.
So he's 1-1.
Haaland numbers.
No, but you know what I compare this game to tonight? It's a bit like before a world title fight. You have a tune-up, and you come through that, and you knock the guy out early, and you go into that big fight with so much confidence. You think, you know what, I cannot be beaten.
If I have to ask you for a prediction in that game before we wrap up, what would you say for the North London derby?
I'd say if you get 1, we get 3. 3-1.
It's not as close as you think it is, brother.
I haven't said anything.
I think Ange is doing a great job, lad. You're reinventing yourselves, and I really like him. He's a lovable, likeable character, but that doesn't mean he's going to beat Arsenal. And so I genuinely think...
Can we not vibes our way to the points?
Arsenal are pairing right now, lad. You just seen that performance, and then going to the Emirates against their biggest rival. Yeah, they're going to do you, lad, and they're going to do you. They're going to do you 3-1 in my opinion.
The next 2 weeks for me, I think, are the biggest test. I think you look at the fixture list we've kind of had. It's been a beneficial one, where Sheffield, Bournemouth, Brentford away, a limping United, if you like. The games you should say, if you're playing on all cylinders, you should win. But now I said the next 2 weeks we really get a test.
Arsenal
first it's Arsenal away, then Liverpool at home. And I said if there's 2 games that Spurs fans almost circling the calendar knowing something bad is going to happen here, it's the one at the Emirates, and it's any game versus Liverpool. Because basically we will hit the bar 4 or 5 times, and then they'll go up the other end and score.
It will literally ping their bar all the way to Mo Salah for a 1-on-1, and he'll score it. And it's great, lad.
Any Liverpool Spurs game you look at it, some freak thing happens.
Before the replay's done, Jota scores the winner.
Before we close off, big up AMT sends a super chat, says this Bayern Munich team is worse than the ones that thrashed Arsenal and Spurs, to be honest. To be fair, the Bayern Munich teams of the past decade have been monstrous teams.
Robin and Ribery and that.
The game, Bayern Munich are not. That's our only hope. Bayern Munich are not playing that game.
Big up JJ Ash as well. I don't know about big up, but he sends a super chat. He says, Fuad, come with enough paper for your rolling split. You can already see what type of paper here. I'm seeing 5-0 predictions. I'm seeing 4-2. Ooh, Jamal says 3-2 Tottenham Hotspurs. Please, if you love me, I will love you.
I can't see that.
Neither
and I think I deserve it.
Not at the Emirates, lad. I can't.
Listen, I'll walk away with
But I'm not going to take that away
draw?
from you, lads. You go with that game, bro, yeah? Enjoy it. It's going to be a nice day out.
I'm going to be doing some extra content as well for that, so keep an eye out. But, boys, really appreciate it. First Champions League watch-along back. Doyle, Neeks,
And it
Laurie.
couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah.
I agree, lad.
I was going to
If
say,
you're an Arsenal.
It could have been worse.
if you're an Arsenal
could have
fan,
been worse.
everybody who's kind of watched us throughout this stream, there's been over 2,000 of you throughout it. Please smash the like button on your way out. We've really appreciated you guys joining us for the stream. Comments have been non-stop relentless. Appreciate you guys always getting involved. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. There will be other content coming out throughout the week, so make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled for that. But that's it from us. We will see you next time, and until then, take care.